Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tabletop Travel Agency, where we are trying out a new TTRPG tonight. I am super excited for this one. We are going to be trying Court of Blades, which is a Forge in the Dark system with a lot more drama and romance and silly court shenanigans. I am your game master, Val. I use any pronouns. Let me introduce you to our tabletop travelers, starting over here.
Hello, my name is Nathan Clark. I have a wide experience with TTRPGs, but this is actually my first recorded stream. It's the first time with camera on me. And I'm playing a character known as Beux-Li the Couth. And I will pass it on to...
It's my turn?
Yes.
I'm David. You all know me. I don't need to introduce myself. I'm the bad boy of the group.
You're neither of those things.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm the face and bad boy
I'm
of
David,
Tabletop
and I'm
Travel
the bad boy of
Agency.
the group.
I'm kind of like a youth pastor who smokes cigarettes. You know, that's my vibe. Anyway, so
Pronouns?
David, he, they, and I am playing Ajax Landset, who goes by he, him. And a fun fact about me, well, you don't need to get to know me. You know me well enough.
Hi, you know me as well. I'm Aaron, the real bad boy of the group.
Alleged bad boy.
I'm he, him, as always. That hasn't changed
No
yet.
patch update on that yet.
Yeah, no patch update there. And I'm going to be playing Jeremiah Guthrie, who is a politician. His class is the Key.
Oh, I didn't go over my class.
Too late.
I'm the curse. I'm evil.
You are the curse.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm the bug boy of the group. And I'm she, her, bug boy excluded. I am playing Ariadne Landset. Yes, you heard that right. I'm playing Ajax's sister. And she's the bravo of the group. And that means I have a sword. Thank you.
Awesome.
You'll never
Well,
guess
we
what the
need to
curse
know.
has going on.
The answer may shock you.
It's a doozy.
All right. So, we find ourselves in the city-state of Ilrhen, which is a land of great wealth and beauty. Tonight, during the celebration of Mask, the city elite has come together to revel in that, in celebration of the honored nobles that claimed the city's independence long ago. The movers and shakers of Ilrhen have gathered together for a party like no other. The city's elite, honored nobles as they've come to be called, each wear masks most of their time out in the city, sporting symbols of their own history and triumphs, a tradition that started during the Revolution long ago. But for tonight alone, everyone, noble or not, gets to don a mask and join in the tradition. The celebration floods to nearly every corner of the city, with residents of Ilrhen walking around in these elaborate outfits of their own creation. You all, however, are lucky enough to find yourself at the sort of epicenter of this celebration, in the grand ballroom of the palace, where House Corvetto, the city's leading royal house, is throwing a lavish ball. However, this is not simply a night of pleasure for you, as house agents, business always takes precedent. You are servants of House Lovell, one of the house's major. A house that had enjoyed great status in the city until recent rumblings tanked your house's status among the esoteric. Therefore, this gathering of the city's finest is far from a simple social event for you. It's a chance at redemption for your house, and through that, untold gains for you and your coterie wait to be unlocked. Whispers of your house's sorry state are already rippling through the crowd. With your leader, Prince Rames, deposed recently, your house has found itself in a little bit of a leadership crisis. It seems the entire city is excited to take advantage of this, not least of all yourselves. Amongst the hopeful honored nobles who hope to be elected to the position of Prince is your recently acquired benefactor, Lord Eero Maestri. The celebration is ripe with valuable assets both to you and your benefactor, and you have no time to waste in harvesting them tonight. But before we get into all that, who exactly are you? So you want to go into a little more detail.
Yeah, so Beux-Li is also known as the Hidden Spotlight. Being the couth they are, they grew up always searching for more information. They actually discovered that information is sometimes hidden by certain houses, and sometimes people who are Nel-doers are in positions of power. Beux-Li spent their time trying to get rid of these bad actors, per se, revealing who they truly are, putting their bad halves in exposure, sort of their own version of vigilante justice.
What does Beux-Li look like?
So Beux-Li, the best way I could explain Beux-Li is they're Klaus Hargreaves from Umbrella Academy. They have a very sharp chin, but they have softer cheeks, curlier, frillier hair, very, very short, and are frequently mistaken for like an old lady in a crowd. They have a very confusing face where they have sharp looks, but they're calm and kind-hearted.
Cool.
And yeah.
So, I am Ajax, the Rose, right? I'm the Rose.
You're the Rose.
Okay. The Rose. Ajax is a kind of a scarred man after a accident, spooky accident. Ajax has been left cursed and scarred. However, scarred in the really cool anime boy way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. God forbid I make a character who isn't hot. All right?
Could not be me.
I know what I'm about. Anyway, Ajax's whole deal, I mean, we can get into it, but this... Don't all look at me.
It all
above.
started.
Here to build
It
the
all
story.
started back when I was a lad, and I had 5 dozen eggs to help me get large.
Doesn't seem to have worked out for you.
Instead of growing large, I've become scarred.
You are not large.
Oh God,
stiff
this poor
bruise.
twink
Like
will
Civet twink.
this poor twink from a distance will blow away at a gust of wind. However,
Don't exhale too heavily around you.
we he's in like a big overcoat and like a lot of like silver adornments and
Does
stuff.
not help the size.
And like if he takes it off, he looks much more muscular and like definitely can handle himself in a fight. But like
Okay.
from a distance, sickly looking lad.
He's got a sleeper build.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's. I was gonna say if we're making like references to people or to characters who exist, it's like if it's somewhere in between like Jason Victor from Arcane if they had like a baby, which is
Look it up.
so look it up. Oh, don't look it up.
Jace Victor Arcane Baby. Look it up. Let us know what you find.
Moving on.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn, please, God.
I am playing, as I mentioned before, I'm playing Jeremiah Guthrie. Jeremiah's he's tall, he's lanky, he's got very sharp features. I don't know.
We're all hot.
We
We're all hot in this one.
He's got like well-trimmed hair and like he's usually clean shaven and stuff. I think I have it up here. I wrote in it. His looks make him somewhat of a heartthrob. So
I did all the character art for this round, and I told Aaron that I wasn't sure where to go for Jeremiah, so I did just kind of stare deeply at a picture of Gregory Peck for 20 minutes and went it down.
and you drew it, and I was like, yeah, that works for me.
You know?
And he does have a bit of a limp sometimes, but he has a cool cane to go with it. He usually wears a suit. And the only things he accessorizes with it are the tie and the cane. That's the only thing he changes. Otherwise, it's just black suits across the board. It's like Kingpin's closet when he opens it up in Daredevil. It just
So Ariadne, where Ajax is clad in blacks and silvers, Ariadne is in white. She's got white hair, long braided white hair, also pointy, like everyone else, is very pointy.
So pointy,
Pointy.
We were all rendered in the PS1. All right, that's
You can cut diamonds on those features.
you can grind meat on those.
Lara Croft, but swords, and honestly, probably like just she's a pointy lady, pointy small lady. She's clad in white, her Bravo's outfit, so she's in uniform, and she's usually going to be in uniform, because she likes, she's a cop. She loves being a cop. I know. Calls it like a season, guys. She's a pointy cop. Pointy hot cop. There we go.
I think that's the plot of The Rookie, I'm pretty sure. From what I can tell.
All right.
Also, if my brother is the rose, I am the thorn. So we have those nicknames going on. And
You're so pointy.
because I'm pointy.
Because you're so
I'm
sharp.
pointy. Because they're so sharp.
We're
Single-class
the
battleship.
LeBron of siblings.
Is a rose by any other name just as much of a twink?
Still smells as sweet.
We're playing some kind of role-playing game, I believe, correct?
Please take us away. Get us moving, please.
Who off the vast?
So,
A pointy party.
most of you, I think maybe with the exception of Jeremiah, most of you are somewhat recent sort of newcomers into House Lovell. So that is to say, you probably haven't spent much time in the palace either. The palace is always run by the house that is in the top standing of the Escalter, which was almost your house recently. It was in rank 2 until your prince went and whiffed that for you by having an affair.
That's crazy, man.
But the highest ranking house, as it has been for quite some time now, is House Corvetto. They oversee the palace and thus are overseeing this party. It's as beautiful and ostentatious and over the top as you would expect. You're in this ballroom with, like 40-foot tall ceilings and chocolate fountains. I don't know, that's what I think of when I think of well.
Oh, there's strawberries to dip in the fountain.
I mean,
What a Home Alone framed vision of wealth you have.
We're way too pointy for chocolate fountains. We're way too pointy. We don't allow there's
there's at least
Where's the
three-
poker for the s'mores?
There's at least 3 chocolate fountains, possibly a cheese one if we're getting crazy.
Fondue.
These beautiful
Don't mind if I
colorful-
fondant.
And again, it's tradition that the members of the honored nobility, which is to say people who have direct lineage to the nobles that were involved in the revolution to make Ilrhen a independent city-state, their descendants all wear masks almost all the time when they're out in public. So people like your boss, Lord Eero. But tonight, everyone is wearing masks because it's Mask, the celebration of the revolution. So you're all dressed to the nines, you're wearing your big fancy masks. You could talk about your masks if you want.
Beux-Li's mask it's like newspaper paper mache, but it has like various seals. They're just articles of denouncing nobles, essentially.
Cool thing to wear to the palace.
They also a very how do I word this? They get distracted very easily, so they have heavy weights that kind of dangle down, so their head can stay focused on studies. And yeah, they try to be modest but formal.
One thing we forgot to mention. We are French.
Oh yeah, these two French.
We are French.
Oh god.
A foreign land.
As they say in France, buongiorno.
That's Italian.
Oh, Brazil, I'm so excited to be French with you.
You can't do that.
Hold on. We.
Nailed it.
So,
We got this.
we have like matching masks. Ajax has this kind of over the eyes mask that has like a rose pattern on one side with like a wing on the other. That's kind of they're not really. I think
Yours
in
is more
Lord,
of like the.
yeah. Ari made it for him, and he just kind of took it and went, okay, and then put it on. I didn't really think anything of it.
And mine's got thorns. and a wing on it too. They match.
Yeah, we're matching.
We're matching.
We're also French.
and twins. I don't know if we mentioned that at all.
And twinks!
We're twinks.
Exactly.
Just the sequel to Twin Peaks. It did really well.
That's kind of Twin Peaks, honestly.
That is, yeah.
Like half the TV from like the early 2000s, late 90s. What are you talking about?
Jeremiah's mask. It's very simple. It's not super elegant. He's not a very showy person for the most part, but it's kind of covered in different symbols from different languages and lands to show kind of how well-traveled he is compared to a lot of the other people in the houses within the city. Oh my god.
Boom.
But it's meant to show off like his very
Yeah.
like educated past.
Is it like a full face or like just a...
No, it's just honestly like. Does it have to cover the full face? Can I?
No, you can
'cause
have,
I was,
like, the-
Does it have to cover both eyes? Because in
No,
my
you can
mind, I
have
envision it
one.
as like almost a Phantom of the Opera type mask.
Sure.
For like his mentality of like always keep an eye on your enemy.
You guys are so dramatic. I love it.
Is that the Illuminati?
Actually, I'm wearing one of those Guy Fawkes masks you can find at any stand in New York.
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
We were going to match, and we were up until then.
Remember.
Yeah. And your benefactor, Lord Eero, is kind of making his way through the crowd. He is quite a socialite as they go. He's got friends in sort of not just high places, I would say most places. So you are kind of somewhere along his list of people to talk to tonight, being agents as you are. He is dressed very well in these bright, rich greens and blues that sort of represent the colors of House Lovell and their sort of house animal, which is the peacock. He has a full face mask on. It's this light blue with sort of like leaf patterns on it. There is now the masks of the nobility are kind of interesting because they have a lot of symbology to them. So ironically, you as like a not noble, people are gonna know less about you. You kind of have your secrets closer to your chest versus the nobility who kind of just like put their stuff on their face. So he's got this eye in the center of his mask that shows that he's in good standing with the city watch. He has these diamonds near kind of where a beauty mark would be to indicate that he's very wealthy, and to kind of bring home that point, there's a gold tassel here to show that he's an investor in the Bank of Bone and Brass, the city's premier bank. He has this big old peacock feather sticking up out of the mask, which shows that he is an honored noble of House Lovell. And he has a crown above his right eye, which shows that he is, or was, a servant of one of the other princes. That would have been Prince Rames, the previous prince. Eero managed to sort of escape that scandal pretty scot-free, as he always has. Rames is not the first high-ranking noble that he served, and may not be the last, unless he gets this prince position that he's looking for. But yeah, he's kind of your main man tonight. There are also two other prince-elects here, two other people who are vying for that position of prince of your house. There's Lady Ayla. She's this very beautiful, pale woman who's all sort of whites and lilacs. She has like a big, almost like powder wig style hair, lilac eyes underneath a mask of similar colors. She is in this wheelchair that's ivory and gold and silver. She has her bodyguard behind her who's dressed similarly. And then the other prince-elect is the youngest, a young child by the name of Baronet Jasper Vitri. They are dressed in a lot of like bright, sort of reddish and orange colors. And have their own mask that doesn't have that much going on it yet, but there is a jade tear under their left eye to sort of...
Why, they killed someone?
Yeah, their mom. No, it's their mom. To honor their mom, who is Prince Jade. A little bit of lore for you. The leader of every house major in Ilrhen is called the Prince. That is a gender-neutral term. Their partner is known as the Prince Consort, and the prince of the highest ranking house, in this case Corvetto, would be the first prince. When we talk about these prince-elects, these are all just people in House Lovell that would really like to be the prince. Our party, as members of House Lovell, has an interest in kind of just hedging their bets with one of these people and hoping for the best. They have wisely chosen Lord Eero, who's a very well-established noble. Whether or not they, like, super dig him as a person or not, because he's kind of, you know, a smarmy jerk, but...
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's
Maybe
to
you just don't know him
say?
yet. Maybe.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
that's kind of like the vibe that you've all got
his-
into.
You know, manipulative is a big word.
Yeah,
Hawks
maybe
have
he's
not
just
come up yet.
Oh, what happened to the birds?
the birds.
The
He has
birds.
birds.
Oh yes, of course. So he.
Come on, that's why we picked him.
Like, we gotta
I
hang out
don't.
with birds for a while?
So Lord
Couple
Eero
bird
is well
nerds?
known for having 2 pet falcons. They have names.
Is it like Odin's ravens? He can see everything using them?
I mean, I assume they do, you know, tell him things.
He speaks burb.
Yeah.
2 falcons, Catalepsis and Ataraxia. He usually wears these big old leather gloves so that he can, like, you know, catch them and not rip his arms off. Tonight, he's probably not bringing the birds to the function, unfortunately. So he's not wearing the big
Are you
gloves.
really a falconeer?
Wow.
How can this guy
I can't talk
who
to
just wants to
birds.
show off and be prince and not have his birds with him?
Like, what an
I don't know if you're allowed to
ostentatious,
bring
mean
falcons
way.
in the palace. That's probably a House Corvetto rule. You could take it up with them. I'm sure.
They
and we
can
will.
take it up with my falcon, and then I sink the
Corvetto? Are
falcon.
they not named after Corvettes?
I think so, actually.
They're named after the Corvette.
They're big, beautiful Corvettes.
Dominic Corvetto.
Oh, they fully are. There's like fully a picture of a crow.
I told you! So why aren't there? Why are the
so-
falcons not allowed?
Probably due to the crows, if I could imagine.
Oh my God.
And the sort of,
That's fair.
you know, I
There's
don't
like
think
there's
they would.
like bird poop coming down from the rafters.
Oh, what
They
lovely
probably-
creatures they are.
They probably would not appreciate Lord Eero's birds maiming their birds.
I suppose that's true.
Bird fight.
Oh, dude, we get like a Pokemon situation going on.
Yeah.
So you are welcome to go bother your guy if you'd like. Otherwise,
guy.
you've kind of been told some people that he told you ahead of time he would like you to speak to. Or you can just kind of go off the cuff and talk to whoever you want. I think before we do that, though, let's talk about the play style of Court of Blades. Whoa. Court of Blades follows the same sort of play structure of the Forge in the Dark system, which we love. We already played Girl by Moonlight, which is another Forge in the Dark
Should go
system.
watch
Go
that.
check that out.
We
That's
did?
fun. No, it was a
Fever
whole
dream.
dream.
Yeah.
And you were there, and you were there, and you weren't there.
But your mission for tonight is to make some friends. Before you make some friends,
We're doomed.
Friends.
We all know how great David is with that.
Oh God.
I have so many friends.
this would be considered your errand.
Okay.
From your errand.
And
Your errand. The Connecticut accent is really not helping me
it's
here at
not
all.
good. It's not good. It's not good.
Before you make some friends, you have what we call downtime. Usually this would be spent at your little hideout, but tonight we're gonna have downtime at the ball.
Oh,
Isn't
God.
that fun?
Oh, that changes everything.
So I'll give you some time.
Okay.
You each have a little sheet in front of you that goes over all the fun little things that you can choose during downtime. Just like that other game that we may or may not have played, you have 2 downtime activities because you're not currently at war.
Okay.
There are 8 potential things that you can do. You can acquire assets, uncover a plot, start a long-term project, intrigue, recover, make amends, which hopefully you don't have to do yet, train, indulge, and reduce stress. Again, hopefully you don't have to do those because you shouldn't be stressed yet.
So I can't just have my guy drinking the whole time.
I mean, you could, but it wouldn't really have any mechanical effect. You're just doing that.
I mean, you are a politician.
Yeah.
As a cop,
We're gonna hear that a lot.
as a pointy, pretty cop, I'd like to uncover a plot in my downtime, or at least
Ooh, okay.
that's what I'd like to do. I do love gathering information and figuring stuff out.
Yeah, so you are trying to uncover plots of your rival houses.
Yes.
So I need you to pick a house that you're targeting.
Now,
Well, I used to work for House Vitalia.
Yes.
And they joined up, like, they're very close with House Corvetto because someone from House Corvetto married into House Vitalia.
Yes, there's been several like major political marriages.
Yeah.
Most recently of which was Lord Vincenzo's
Yeah.
big deal political marriage.
So I still, I left Lord Vincenzo's service, but I would still like to make sure that he's safe. So I'd like to see if I can uncover any plots regarding his safety.
Ooh, okay, yeah, sure. So you are going to roll a gather information roll.
Fantastic.
So I'm gonna do the smart thing and read what that entails so that we don't get 3 episodes deep and I have to look you in the eye and say, so gang.
And I'm rolling a d6. This is the d6-ish system.
It's
like
all
last time.
D6s all the way down.
I have so many pretty dice that I really like to roll.
I
But I have
brought a
them.
couple. I brought a couple.
All right.
Do I roll one at a time, or
So,
is it multiple?
when you want to know something specific about the fictional world, your character can gather information. I will ask you how you gather information. Hey,
Yo,
how are you gathering information?
I talk to people, awkwardly and randomly, but I will just be
As
like,
we
hey.
all do.
I'm like, I have to answer my question.
I roll up, cop knock.
So this is not
Standing
common
like
knowledge,
this.
so I'm not going
How
to
cops
answer it.
stand
If
with
not,
their hands in their vests.
so I would say this is an action roll of
Okay.
your choice.
all right,
so-
I've got a bunch of. Do I need to spend points of any kind, or like utilize this?
Yep. So pick a skill that you're using
Okay.
and explain why.
Study.
Yeah, sure.
I have 2 points in study, so
You can study a person if
I
you
can
like.
study a person. See if I see any shifty characters. Is that, or do I have to pick a specific character, like person?
Let's
Or, like,
see.
study the room and see if it seems like there's any shifty
I would say that you could.
actors.
Okay, I would say you could do a general sort of study of the room.
Study.
Standing there looking around the room.
Put an APB out on some, I don't know any cop slang, I'm sorry. 2.
You're not watching enough of the rookie.
I'm not.
So,
The rookie's just gonna be the theme.
oh my god.
Doesn't feel good, but I got a 2. And I
So,
have 2 points.
let's
I don't
see.
know if that matters.
You get incomplete or partial information.
I'll take some partial information.
So I guess the short answer is you do notice like a lot of people are going to talk to him.
Okay.
He's not the prince of House Vitalia, but he's up there. He's like, he's on Lord Eero levels of powerful. He's got a good relationship with the prince. He's got this, important connection to Corvetto and several other big factions. So there's a lot of people talking to him. So I guess the short answer to your question is it's not unreasonable that out of the many people he's talking to, there's probably some people with less than savory intentions.
Okay.
But
no one like sticks out.
I mean, I guess you do see him talk briefly to Auguste Brisolato,
Oh.
who is the patriarch of the family Brisolato.
Okay, that sounds
Which
delicious.
is, well, they are the mob, so not really.
I mean, I don't know Brisolato. Like, tall.
And, Vincenzo and Brisolato, they have a decent conversation that seems to happen. You don't sense that he's going to lose his kneecaps in the immediate future. But, he's talking to a dangerous guy.
Okay.
He's playing dangerous games.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have to do another one?
We'll probably just have
Okay,
one and
thank
one.
goodness.
Yeah, just sit and think a minute. Would someone like to go next?
I too am just curious. I feel Beau is just wandery. They just like to listen into conversations. They
Sure.
stick their nose on things they shouldn't. So I also too would like to uncover a plot.
All right.
Yes.
See if you can roll better than me.
Tell me a bit about the plots you may or may not want to uncover.
I am so easily distracted. Beau's just going to find people who look tense and they're like trying to hide information. Yeah. So, and I'm going to probably go the same sort of way. I'm going to study not only am I going to study their mannerisms and how they're acting, but I'm going to study what they're talking about. Maybe it means pulling a glass of sparkling cider a little bit too close to them, but I'm going to listen in.
So you can go ahead and roll a study.
A study?
Oh, I guess for Uncover a Plot, we should be narrowing down a specific house.
A specific house?
Yes.
All right, then I'll go Vitalia as well.
Okay.
I noticed your intrigue in them, so I'm like, I might as well, we have to do teamwork, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I also should tell you, we're very early on, so Vitalia doesn't have any clocks open currently involving their reach.
That means
yeah,
so much to
of
me,
course.
and thank you for letting me know that.
Of course.
Sure.
You know exactly what that means, I'm sure.
clocks.
So the clocks are closed, is what you're telling me. Excellent.
They haven't cooked it, they're just clocks.
I want to flick them so bad.
Alright.
Hey.
Watch the goods, lady.
Bagabagoo.
What's happening?
Buffers Lotto.
So,
Famous TTRPG character Candle. Where did you come from?
What's this? Is this your card?
Hey!
if you'd like to meet Candle, go watch our other campaign, Fabula Ultima. All episodes now on YouTube. Anyway,
Yes.
so your
rolling a
study roll,
I'm rolling a
yes.
study, and I have 2 points, so I just roll 1 because I'm proficient, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, and that is a 6.
Awesome.
That's
Great.
Very thematic.
Way better.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
Whew. Okay, let's see. So you are kind of looking around, trying to see what you can suss about Vitalia. Vitalia is very interesting to you guys currently because they are the second ranking house right now, which was the rank that Lovell held for quite some time. So kind of seeing how they take this sort of second in command role in the city is of interest. So there's several people that are of interest to House Vitalia at the party. We already talked about Lord Vincenzo Durante.
Italian's at like 2.
He holds some of the most important alliances within Vitalia, which is why he's such an important figure. He has a relationship with the Ironmongers, which they produce most of like the weaponry in the city that is not like from other countries. He also is married to a woman who has a very strong hold on the Bravura, which is the academy that almost all of the sworn swords in the city come from. But with a 6, I think you kind of look a bit past that. You would notice that Vincenzo is talking quite a bit to his brother-in-law, his wife's brother, obviously, Abernathy Tiberi. He is well connected as well. His most important connection is he works very closely with the Mercies, which are kind of the wing of the church that deals with inquisitions and things such as that.
The militant wing.
Yes. That would be a very good connection for Vitalia to have because currently the only house that has like a really strong connection with the Mercies is Corvetto. Lord Tiberi is from House Corvetto, as was his sister originally, so, there's your red string moment. Vitalia seems to be trying to make some stronger connections with the church, and specifically, like, the wing of the church that they, as sort of like the big weaponry war house, would be interested in, which could give them a pretty strong foothold in retaining that rank that they took from your house. You guys are currently the 4th ranking house in the Esoter, the lowest that House Lovell has been in quite some time.
Yeah, so I'm going to take my sparkling cider and I'm going to go over to Jeremiah. And I'm going to express the situations that I've just unveiled. I'm like, hey, did you notice these two are kind of talking amongst themselves a little bit? It seems odd. Their behaviors are just not aligning
Vitalia is the second highest ranking now. They will do what they can to make any connections that will keep them there and potentially rise them even higher above Corvetto. It is maybe a little concern in the connections they are making, but it's not unfounded.
Cool. Would either of you gents like to do some downtime?
Can I acquire any assets at all?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Like in the general sense of the term?
A vehicle.
And I'm gonna try this crazy new thing.
A vehicle.
I'm gonna try this crazy new thing where I read about the mechanics, since we are, an exploratory TTRPG. Yeah, so if you would like, you can gain a special item or a common item. Those are in the book if you want to refer to it somewhere. I can find that.
I have to pull up the book.
Or I guess you could also look for a service, which might be, or a colleague.
A colleague. Since Vitalia is kind of trying to make connections with the people involved with the Mercies, could I potentially try and make a colleague?
Yeah,
Among
within
that
the
group? Would that be making an asset?
Sure, I would say.
Or is it a long-term project? Because that's gaining someone's trust, courting a new friend or contact.
Oh, that might be that.
So, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thanks,
I-
Rachel.
I'm sorry. I was reading.
Alright, so do you want to start a long-term project with me making a connection with the Mercies?
Oh my gosh. Well, look at that. It's your long-term project
clock!
sheet.
Oh my god.
So when we work on a long-term project, we describe what we're trying to do. So we're trying to befriend someone from the Mercies. I will tell you the clock to create. Oh.
That's great. That's a great sign for a DM to say.
Average
Let's
exploratory
say-
experience.
Let's say this is a 4-segment clock.
Ooh.
To make an ally within the Mercies. Or is it, hold on, is this an intrigue? Hold on.
Intrigue is a special.
That's a long-term project that's
Oh
self-contained.
no, that's a balance of power. Well, balance of power in the city, isn't it all, really?
Well, Val reads. Kids, just a quick PSA. You
we'll
can
say
eat as
long
many
time.
pennies.
No, you can't.
You can eat infinite pennies.
We established it's a max of 100,
Yes.
but I'm going to try and eat the Statue of Liberty piece by piece.
I'm telling you, once you hit 9 pennies, somebody will try to stop you. That becomes the issue more than
All right,
anything.
so
So what you do is you do
4-segment clock. Make an ally within the Mercies is your goal. Let's take a look here.
Do we put that on there, that paper you just handed us?
Yes. So that is now one of your group's long-term projects.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need to change it into a 4-segment thing? Or?
Yeah, just add some
Add a
segments there.
segment.
I don't know.
Boom, boom, and it is make
Yeah, we
Make
need,
friends.
an ally within the Mercies.
Yeah.
we, need
friend.
to, we need to meet a couple Mercy mains, and we will.
Oh
Oh
god.
god.
Hey guys, it's 2016 again.
Oh, I wish.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Marvel Rivals is only filling that hole in my heart so much.
Right, because that was the only thing that was happening in 2016 was Overwatch.
It's the only, yeah.
It's the only thing I remember. I was already Winston.
According to some sources, I was Winston.
All right. So, you are going to pick an action that would behoove you, I suppose, to... Yeah.
Do I look like a horse to you?
No, that's why you're getting behooved.
Oh god! I come back next stream with just cool hands.
Just full BoJack Horseman
Sorry,
cosplay.
Yes.
Would that be sway?
Let's see.
Sway with me. Come fly with me.
Fly, let's fly away.
Please.
Sing more? Of course.
No. When you sway, you influence with guile, charm, or argument. Yes.
Well, that
With
sounds like Jeremiah, if I do say so myself.
There's such a good prop. They're great.
So you can go ahead and roll sway.
Alright. So I have 2 marks in that, so that does what when I roll?
You roll 2 dice.
Okay, cool.
And take the better one.
I had 2 instead.
I
could've
got,
Oh,
I got
well,
I
5.
abided by you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So your clock fills 2 segments, and let's figure out what that looks like.
Scribble that in.
I will
for me,
scribble
thanks.
for you because you have hooves for hands now. Canonically. There you go. He's been moved.
So I think the person that you would want to talk to is Sister Aurelia. She is one of the lead inquisitors of the Mercies.
Is she on our paper?
Is she
Yes.
pointing?
Well, yes. She is the sort of +1 to Lord Abernathy Tiberi tonight. For those of you keeping all of your red tape and pinboard.
Vaguely. We should have just a board behind
Yeah.
us. Just a DM board where you just reach up and put red
Pepe
string
Silva.
between people. Pepe Silva. There is no Pepe Silva.
Boxes full of Pepe.
I think a lot of the Mercies wear very similar outfits. It's sort of these severe black robes with gold adornments and these white and gold masks that are all very similar.
Interesting.
Certain things about hers, like, I think that it's a little more ostentatious. There's, like, the symbol of the lady, which is your god, Lordump. So there are two gods in this world, the Lord and the Lady. The Lord is super chill and nice and fun and cool, and most of the other countries or cities nearby follow the Lord. Ilrhen is kind of unique in its fellowship of the Lady, who is thought to be a little more like scheming and secretive than the Lord.
Right.
She's very much,
Am I right?
I would say, sort of like a god of fortune and stuff like that. She values things like, she values vibes.
Vibes, love it.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
a vibes god.
So it's the like yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
the Empress.
The
it's
god
very
of
much
vibes,
like,
dude.
yeah, you can do like horrible, terrible things, but can you at least kind of like be really cool and like classy about it?
Did you murder that guy in a classy way?
Yeah, it's like, so you murdered him,
Use
but were
rope or
you
piano wire? Like,
right? Like,
The lady is watching.
so that's very much kind of the lady. She's very much about like personal fortune and like she's almost a goddess of fortune and justice in the sense of like personal justice and seizing it. Again, there is several different wings of her church. The Mercies are the ones that are very much like, we follow the lady in this country, get it together. Sister Aurelia is an inquisitor, which puts her kind of at the top of that. There's inquisitors and exorcists within the Mercies.
Read.
Sister Aurelia, again, is the guest of Lord Tiberi, who is a lord of Corvetto. But
Okay.
you managed to find some time with her at, the Chocolate Fountain or whatever, when...
Chicks. over there.
Always by the chocolate fountain.
So what does this look like?
Okay, gotcha.
Come on
Let's
now.
go. Let's go.
Let's
I think
play some roles.
I think Jeremiah's gonna walk up, cane in hand. Even though his limp isn't as bad today, but he's still got the cane with
Yeah,
him,
you got
for
it.
fashion sense of the party. A little more regal.
He's got a cane. He's just like House.
We'll see how questionable his morals are too. And I think he's gonna take a strawberry and dip it in the chocolate
Okay.
and offer it up to Lady Aurelia. A lovely strawberry for the lady.
Thank you. I don't believe we've met.
I don't believe we have either, but might I say that the outfit of the Mercies looks lovely on you tonight.
Why, thank you. We're just kind of like waiting for a name.
Jeremiah Guthrie.
Jeremiah. I'm Sister Aurelia. A pleasure.
Nice to meet you. I see that you are kind of a honored guest of the Corvettos tonight.
Oh, yes. Lord Tiberi was nice enough to invite me as his guest for the evening.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I hear Tiberi is quite the man himself.
He does have a reputation within the esoteric, yes.
Interesting. I am from House Lovell myself, so
I've heard you found yourself in a bit of troublesome times.
yes, I believe what your group might refer to as a bit of heresy at the top of the chain of command.
It's a shame about Prince Rames.
Well, people make mistakes. We all human, are we not?
I suppose so.
The reason I wanted to speak to you is I wanted to give you a bit of a, I wouldn't say warning, but just a bit of kind of something to look out for with House Vitalia, who seemed, right, is that Vitalia? Right, is that the name of it?
They're the second-ranked house, yes.
Yes. They seem to be trying to make friends with your group, but I've heard word that there might be some heretics among them. and that they might not have your best interest at heart.
Oh.
And I just wanted to put that out there as a show of goodwill and a show of friendship, potentially.
Well, that's incredibly vague, Mr. Hunter.
I just say what I'm told. I am but a humble man.
Southern Ilrhen.
I'm simply a humble, well-traveled man who is looking out for the best, for what's best for the city. And House Vitalia might not have what's best for the city in mind. Can I say that my house has what's best in mind for the city? I don't know. I'm not the top of the leadership, but I do my best to work from within to do what is right.
Well, I should. You rolled a 5 on this. Like,
What'd you say?
you rolled a 5 on this, and yet here we are.
What do you mean?
Well, I should hope with your current situation that'd be a good chance for you to figure out what your house needs.
I suppose that is true. A chance to rid it of heretics, one might say.
And you're looking to do so personally.
Potentially.
I see. Well, I suppose that's something we could discuss in further detail at a later date if you're interested in the Mercies services, Mr.
I would
Guthrie.
love to discuss that more in the future. Thank you.
Of course.
You have a lovely evening.
You as well.
And Jeremiah takes her hand, kisses her hand, then walks away.
Whoa. After fumbling for 10 minutes straight.
Hey, okay, it's hard to come up with these things on the fly
it's fine.
sometimes.
So, yeah, we'll count that.
you try being a random Southern politician all the time, all right?
Oh, it's pretty easy. Like, they make it look easy.
Trying to be a smart Southern politician.
Bunch of heretics over there, am I right?
The heavy-hitting commentary.
Can you elaborate? No.
Tabletop
I
Travel
refuse.
Agency.
Elaborate? No.
Oh, man.
No.
I've been sick for the past week. My brain's a little cooked.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, you know, like, she's always happy to crush some heretics, and you've given her a way into your house, which is clearly full of heretics right now.
Clearly I didn't fumble it, though.
No, you got a 5, so, you know.
You make it sound like you could have gone up there and farted 8 times, and she would be like, oh,
I think
sir.
I did all
Like,
right. I think I did all right.
Well,
You
we have to remember the core fact that Jeremiah is really hot. So
You did just kind of gaslight her, though. You're like, there's some crazy people in there.
That was the point.
And then
That was the whole
that's
plan.
it.
That was always my
I
plan.
love that.
We've been over this. Jeremiah is a man of ethics, but he is questionable in how he goes about them at times.
Jeremiah actually has 3 secret stats called Gaslight, Gatekeeping, Girl Boss, and they affect every roll he makes.
All right, you know what? Okay. Historically, we can look historically and say a lot of people have lied to the church and a lot of people have paid the price for it. This is very historically accurate what I am doing as a politician right now in this game.
all right, David, would you like to take a downtime action?
I just want to
I
like
really
witches.
don't. Can I say something insane as like
What?
player?
You?
I understand this is, yeah, I know. Me, normal statements out of my mouth, always. I don't know if I really want to, because to be honest,
Well,
the
David-
floor is kind of limited.
You gotta. I'm sorry, you can't walk in. We're not like, this is not like an explorative chess stream. You can't be like, can I be honest? You don't want to move a piece.
I'm good on pieces.
You gotta take an action.
to think
Do
of,
I
like-
want to move my pawn to E5?
of like, to be honest, I'm trying to think of an area that we haven't really covered. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna pull one of these two. I'm gonna do a little creeping.
All right,
Well,
so we're
creeping
all
nature.
creeping.
Oh,
We're
man.
What house are we creeping on?
I'm gonna creep on my own house.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. I was
I
gonna talk to her.
I was gonna say I want to creep on
Octavia?
Ayla actually.
Okay,
Ooh,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
I want to creep on Ayla because I want to see. Look, our lovely boy failure Eero. I want to make sure nobody's like actively gunning for his spot, and if they are, what I can do about it. So I want to do a little intrigue on my own people here.
Sure. Okay, so
It's a long-term project.
This is a study roll since you guys made a study roll for it.
let's take a look at
Well,
the downtime
I
actions
think
and pick a line of best
or a
behavior.
survey. I feel like study is.
I have no
I
survey.
forgot
Hold up,
I
because-
can do a study.
Survey actually made a lot more sense than study.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just.
Please, please, please.
I meant for me. I don't know.
Let me see here. Let me see here.
Don't
Yeah.
look at me with those beautiful eyes.
All right, so go ahead and roll.
Thank you.
Okay. Study.
Yeah, sure. Sure, man. You are looking at someone specifically, kind of like. So I would say this is more studying than whatever
He
you
just
two are
walks up
doing.
behind Ayla. He's like, "What are you thinking about?"
Hey, girl.
I'm like creeping.
Like LSP.
You guys see like
Oh my god.
what is it? You guys see like one of those you guys see a snorkel come up from the chocolate fountain as I'm like creeping like it's a 2 and a 6, it's an 8.
I think it's
It was
just
a 6.
nice.
I forget rules. That's a 6.
You gave it after we've made like 3 other rolls on this stream.
You add them, right? I rolled a d20.
I hope that's okay. All right, so let's take a look here. So a 6 is our best roll of the night somehow. So you get exceptional details. The information is complete, and follow-up questions may expand into related areas.
You're gonna secretly ask follow-up questions.
Oh my gosh.
Just whispering in
Damon's
your
the one who gets to ask follow-up
just
questions.
whispering in her ear, like, "Hey, what does this mean? What are you thinking about?"
So I think what you see is, Ayla is very much doing the same thing that Eero is doing and trying to talk to a lot of people, because sort of the name of this game is not just making the alliances they need within their own house. They really need the support of other people outside their house, because more than anything, Lovell really needs to work on its sort of image issue outside of itself. So she's talking to all these sort of people. It catches your attention when she has this sort of very quick, kind of almost like both of them not even quite looking at each other, subtle style conversation with a woman that you vaguely recognize because you have a bit of history with, Octavia Perigo. This is relevant because she is part of this sort of school of thought / social club / cult called the Sevenfold Veils. They are very interested in magic, specifically dark arts. Something that you know about Ayla is she's a very skilled magician called a knack.
She has a real knack for that.
Yeah, she has a knack for somnomancy, magic involving dreams and the mind. So it does make sense that she would be interested in sort of the more magically inclined factions around the city. But it is like, oh, she is kind of having a secret, like, behind the fan conversation with Dark Arts Lady. That could be some very good information for you and your interests used correctly.
So you said with an exceptional roll I get like a follow-up question, or
Yeah, you could ask a follow-up question. I'm sure there's a way that works. But I didn't see it.
okay.
Let me see here.
Somebody who's good at note-taking, please write this down. I'm gonna
I
forget
will
it
write
in
all
5
of it down.
seconds.
You don't have gather information questions on your sheet, do you? That's not like a thing in this game.
I have yeah, I do.
Oh, perfect. Yay, I kind of know
What
how.
stands in my way? How can I break? What do I remember about? What do they intend to do? How can I get them to blank? Are they telling the truth? What's really going on here?
Cool, there we go. So ask one of those.
Okay. Just one?
Yeah, just
Okay. Got it. Okay, gang. Group
Who
up.
are you asking this to, Ayla or Octavia?
I'm asking it to Val, who,
Oh.
and correct me if I am wrong. Oh,
No, you're asking. Yeah, you're
Master.
asking me.
Okay.
but like I'm asking.
Val.
I was gonna say this is one of
You are
those.
studying here, so it's
Yeah.
like, what are you gaining from this thing you're
So,
doing?
Like, I'm tempted to say, saying what's really going on here. I don't know. I think I can tell what's going on here. Evil magicians planning something evil and magical. Oh, big surprise, guys! They're gonna mess with the dark arts, and next they're gonna file their taxes like big whoop. I think I'm really tempted to say like, how can I get? Is Dame Vera with her?
Yeah, she's
Like
always,
close, like listening to the conversation.
she's kind of always there, like right behind her. A lot of times she's like the one like physically like pushing her wheelchair, so she's usually like right there.
I could ask like, how can I get them to? Like, is there anything about Dame Vera that like if Ayla becomes a problem in this magical way, would let me know, would let me get that back. But I don't know. I'm open sourcing the question.
Yeah.
On this one.
I think maybe how can I get them to work with us? Like, I mean, if we want them to be to support us or to support
Is
what we're
there-
supporting, like.
Okay. How can I get them to support us? But like in a way of like, what's the weakness in the armor of Dame Ayla, or of Dame Vera on this one, kind of?
The weakness.
Why are you giggling?
Because that's like maybe the specific character I based that character on. I mean, what it was. Anyway, what is
job.
the weakness for her?
Yeah. Like, how could I get them to betray Ayla? Like, what's?
I
yeah.
mean, I think
Emotionally, weakness.
the short, simple answer based on everything you know about these two is her weakness is Ayla. They
You have to kill her.
Vera has been Ayla's bodyguard for probably the better part of a decade at this point, like since they were both like young women. She has been her bravo essentially since then. And that's not like the most common thing. It's not uncommon. A lot of people spend a lot of time with their swords. You know, that's someone you kind of end up having to trust. But like ostensibly this woman's entire adult life has been this other woman. So she's not someone you're going to get to easily betray her, but you also know that for that same reason, Ayla serves as a weakness to her.
Okay.
So if she was doing something like, say, dabbling in the dark arts, she would probably just, that'd be fine to her.
Okay. I think, knowing that, I think I'm gonna go up to my sister.
Okay.
I'm poking at the chocolate fountain. I'm like,
Ours.
Just like with your finger?
yeah.
Oh.
No. I haven't touched it.
Okay.
I'm hesitant.
I go over and I stick half my hand and just. And I go like, Ari.
Brother.
So
I have a graham cracker. I just see that and
I'm
just
a little
walk
worried.
away.
Go find one of
Food
the
in
other
it.
two
Interesting.
chocolate
You put food in
You
it?
put food in it.
But I'm gone. I just witnessed the full.
Jeremiah's just in the distance, like.
So, bit of an issue.
Okay.
So you know how like Ayla is like crazy magical? Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
So and you know this deal. My
I
deal.
do. The
So-
magics that have cursed you and have caused our family's house to go into chaos.
Okay.
Looks in
Well,
the camera.
Just filled your body with goo.
It fills your body with magical goo.
yep. So and you remember Octavia?
Oh,
You know
yes.
Octavia, right?
I do.
They're currently sharing words, and I don't know about you, but that makes me a little, just personally.
If she can get to Ayla. Ayla's a somnomancer. She could.
That's
Okay.
if she can get to Ayla. I mean, I'm just saying, if I was like, I don't know. I mean, you're a sworn sword, right?
I
Now,
am.
If I was, the sworn sword of somebody who's like, who had a really, or whose like brother was really affected by the dark arts committed by the old Altari houses, then like I would maybe warn my fellow sworn sword about that.
This sounds very similar to our situation.
It does sound really similar to our situation, does it not?
Oh. Are you asking me to talk to Vera?
I'm asking you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and less of a like you way and more of a like Jeremiah way. You know
You
what I
want me
mean?
to be less me?
And more Jeremiah. You know what I mean?
Jeremiah's over there like,
I heard my name spoken from
it's like smiling and there's like a shine on his teeth.
He's got one gold tooth. It glistens every time he smiles. No one knows why, even when it's cloudy out, it's still like, yeah.
I am incapable of being someone else, but I will speak to Vera, and I will in a way that is nice.
Good luck.
Thank
I
you.
guess. have fun.
I will have fun.
Can I, while that happens, I want to skulk on their convo. I know I said I was studying her. Is there a way I can like literally hear what they're talking about, word for word?
You're just in the rat.
Yeah, I guess I would count that. I think we're going to start a long-term project here
Okay.
Okay.
of figure out what's going on here.
Ooh, love that.
How many?
It feels
how many,
broad,
how many
but
bits?
This is probably actually a house clock in a
Oh
way.
god. Should I
house
not have
clock.
written it down here?
House what?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This game is super
Maybe
cool
19 up
in
straight.
that it introduces a ton of social mechanics, and I think there are so few TTRPGs in the world for all the bajillion that there are. I think it's a rare thing when a game has really cool social mechanics. They're also very involved, and I'm stupid. So you're going to see me referencing this a lot.
Well, if you're the one saying it.
Wow! Wow!
Oh!
Alright.
Okay, so back to the pennies.
Yes. Service advisory. Do not eat pennies.
So don't eat pennies.
Is there a different place to write down house projects? I'm covered in paper. I'm going
So it's
to...
okay when my mouth tastes like copper?
Yeah.
That's from all of the blood.
Oh, well.
Oh my god.
House clock.
House clocks.
I don't see a place for
House.
clock.
I think those are kind of because they're my thing.
Oh,
and they're my
okay.
secret special
Then I
thing.
like it.
Oh, the house
Its
clocks are
walls?
secret clock?
But you're trying to figure out a house clock, so it's less of like a house clock. Okay.
You
Okay.
haven't? Great short story.
I can't read, David.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's why
I'm
they don't know
creating
any
a
of the
super
rules.
secret clock that you definitely don't know about.
Okay.
And you are creating your own clock to learn more about this clock.
They patched out my ability to read last
We've got
year.
clocks
Got
within
her.
clocks.
So we're learning about
Yeah,
Vera. We're learning about Octavia and Ayla's relationship.
You're essentially
like-
you're trying to figure out the house goal, but in this
Okay.
sense, the house goal is within your own house.
Okay.
So this would be kind of in its truest form. The uncover a plot, because you're trying to learn about a slight that the house is doing, essentially.
How many pieces? Is it 2, 3, 5?
I think this is a.
A
One
6?
piece.
One piece.
I genuinely meant like one slot. I did not mean.
It's time to set sail!
There actually is no option for one
Climb
piece.
aboard.
They're all-
And
bring along
all your hopes and dreams.
DMCA.
Our producer is pointing a gun at us. Anyway.
Put the 12 gauge down!
So I guess the question is, we could make this a bigger clock to just kind of be like sus Ayla's vibe, period.
Okay.
Or we could say sus this particular vibe and make it a little smaller.
This
Can I-
relationship with like this the cult.
Yeah, like what are Ayla's? So the
Motives?
question is either what's going on right here with the Sevenfold Veils, which is a smaller clock, or if you wanted to sort of expand it out to what is Ayla doing to kind of try to get one up on Eero? That's a slightly larger clock, but you get more bang for your buck.
My thing is, I understand. the
Even
more
with
bang for the
inflation?
buck, but
Yeah.
we're imposing tariffs on the clocks in this game. So, what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to the larger kind of point, Ayla's ability to affect the election is kind of centered on her magical prowess. And
Right.
so maybe if we do this specific route and we can figure out where she's coming from magically and not just in general, maybe that's the smarter move.
Okay. Focusing on, I think that focusing on her relationship with the Veil and trying to sever that connection and trying to like mess with that connection is
How much
Okay.
information do we really know about?
So the plot is to deal with the Veil.
plots to deal with the veil. What we know about magic is that it's messed up and it can hurt people, and I'm very anti-magic.
Okay, I was saying, is this like alleged dark arts, or is it like, nah, they do bad
Yeah,
things?
hey dog,
They're
look at
very
me.
much.
There are
they're very
heretics
dark.
at play here.
From not someone who's been harmed by it, I guess.
The
If
seven,
you or your family has been covered by the dark arts.
the Sevenfold Veil, it's very much sort of a secret society, but again, as a house that deals in secrets and society, it's something that you would have sort of information on. It's like a limited invite only entry social club for wealthy noble types. So like y'all would probably not be invited. Maybe you. But that's kind of what you know. And it's an open secret amongst kind of your social class what they're up to.
Okay.
They kind of just are a little bit, they're just a wealthy person, Cole. You
Right.
gotta have at least one of those.
So a yacht club.
Yeah.
You don't know what's
Half
going
of,
on.
in most media, half of those wealthy person clubs are like eating people. So
Those are my favorite ones.
yeah.
They're nutritious.
So
They're just
I
a
think
metaphor
that
for
this
love.
is, I think this is a longer
Cannibalism.
clock than our other one, but it's not
Okay.
a giant clock. Let's say this is a 6-tier clock.
Could be 5.
I don't think you can nicely split that
I
into
could,
5.
I
How
could
about-
artistically do it.
No, we're
Yeah, I'm
doing
gonna do
6.
6, that's fine.
Nice, like it's even
There's
got
a
little
fresh
things.
$5
Yeah,
in
I
my
didn't hit
pocket that might say
Okay.
otherwise.
All right, so
Can't bribe the DM.
I assume one of the siblings is taking their second downtime activity to uncover a plot.
I will uncover another plot, or I'll try and roll better to uncover a plot, and speak with Vera in front of Octavia. Is Octavia still there?
I would say at this point she's walked away. It was a somewhat brief, again, like behind the fans, like one
Okay.
looking one way, the other looking the other.
Are Ayla and Vera separated at this time?
No.
Or? No. Okay.
Do you
You're like-
want me to try to like
Yeah, I want to try and get. I
Vera
don't.
or Ayla?
I want to talk to Vera, not Ayla, and see if I can plant the seeds of doubt and that it's going to harm Ayla by talking to her about what happened to you. That's my thought.
I could try to pull Ayla away, but I'm trying to think what I could possibly talk about with that.
I
Wait,
feel
does one
like
of
you can
have
handle
something?
it. But
I was gonna say,
or Jeremiah, you're swabby and
To one of us.
She's
Should we vocally do this, or should we do something a little more sneaky?
like,
Plant
ooh,
together
a
and
sleeping
plant
guy.
together.
Yo, hope nobody does any magic on him.
I hope nobody does any magic on me while I'm asleep.
Also, before you approach these
I
people,
don't know if that's
I-
really the vibe. Like her vibe generally. Like I don't know if she's like, wow, a sleeping person. Time to do magic. I feel like there's maybe
A
a little bit
potential
more.
cadaver.
Bo is going to approach the siblings.
Oh, hey.
Here's a napkin for both of you.
I have not touched the fountain. I have been intrigued by it,
Oh,
but I have
dude,
not
I get
touched
it.
Your
the-
brother might need help.
I take
I will
the I take the napkin and I dip it in the chocolate and I go, we're good, I got it.
Jeremiah walks up at this point and goes, "Very nutritious, my boy. Very nutritious of you."
It's an old Tory custom and I throw it away. So, what are we doing?
That was Lovell brocade on that. That was very expensive. I'm just gonna go back into the trash and start shifting for my napkin.
I'll keep this napkin close.
All right. So what's the plan?
I would.
You came up to us with an idea. I'm sorry, I
It's
don't
true.
want to cut you
It's
off.
true.
You
No.
did have an idea.
Yeah, no, I think Bo had. Yeah.
No, it was more of I'm just prefacing, like, if we're trying to do this situation of talk to them and say, hey, dark arts are bad, you could always put a little theatrics into it.
Theatrics.
I mean-
I've been to a theater.
Yeah.
What would you like us to theater?
I've got exactly what you need.
I
Or
do not
exactly what-
believe that he does.
I am terrified of his sudden excitement.
When have I ever led us astray?
Ajax.
I know what he means.
What does he mean?
We distract Ayla by maybe I have a little magical incident. Well, you talk to.
Have you been having magical incidents? How often do they happen? How long do they occur for?
Joke.
If it's for more than 4 hours, you should consult a doctor.
Not where I was gonna go, but that works too.
Have Have you seen the graces about your incidences?
Yes. They can't
Have you been
do
having
anything.
nocturnal magicians?
That was awful. Okay, so
Our director currently has an actual gun to my head.
we can't keep breaking the fourth wall. All right.
You were bringing up
All right,
the incidences,
all right.
brother. If you were in pain, I would like you
I'm
to
just saying.
I'm in pain all the time. I am in constant pain. We've been over this.
And I'm just saying, instead of telling
How
them,
awful.
you could show them. You scare them straight, per se.
If as you,
You
show,
want the boy
I
to strip
tell.
naked at this party and show off his
All right.
scars?
Whoa.
All right. So,
It's a bit much.
Whoa.
so here's how I'm going to rule this in the name of downtime. I think that what we can say is that if you want to take the reduce exposure and shame action to get, or one of you wants to take that action to get Ayla away from Vera, that would thus prevent you from taking the exposure of loudly talking to her girlfriend about the fact that she's doing illegal magic.
Okay.
I can collapse in front of Dame Vera.
From a magical incident.
From a magical incident. I can collapse onto the ground. And maybe you're just a little too weak to pick me up. Dame Vera, just strong enough, can help me.
I can fetch her.
And then you and her can walk away and then like dump me. I don't care. You can put me in a dumpster or
I
something.
can place you gently on a couch.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Oh.
But same
The
deal.
lack of self-esteem on this boy is concerning.
Okay, so we are
Appalling.
first going to have you,
Hi.
let's see. How do I want to do this? You're gonna make a roll.
I am?
Yeah.
No. Truly not.
So,
I beg it.
so we've kind of described what you're gonna do to help. That's what we just did.
Yep.
Tell me what you want to roll.
Me and Bowie just like,
God, what would be good for this? Sway?
Party.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's sway in some sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I think like the way we're gonna do this, I'm kind of just freestyling it.
Get out your cardboard boxes, everybody.
In the rules of the downtime expo, we are preemptively kind of banking some exposure reduction for this specific thing you're doing. It will be reduced by 2. I think when you talk to Vera about this, you're just going to, or I'm going to roll straight up and down some d6s based on how well you do that, and I will subtract the shame that your brother has bought for you.
That's a book.
Oh, shit. You have brought shame upon this house.
God forbid.
That is the one
God
thing we're
forbid I
trying
knew
to
of a magical
avoid is
incident.
getting
Yeah.
more
Our rank is
God
so low.
forbid
And we're
a
like,
man
what's-
have a magical incident
And we're-
at the party.
And we're just like, let's stage a coup.
We've been so shamed. How dare you shame us more?
All right, so you have a magical incident. What does that look like?
I think, like, you're somewhere off to the side.
Yes.
And I, like, kind of saunter near them. Maybe they're by, like, they're by, like, something. What are they?
They're by the cheese fountain.
Yeah, they're by the cheese fountain.
The
I don't think
classy one.
I think,
They're by the pancake station.
Pancake day.
I think I walk back a little bit and, like,
They're soggy.
I kind of in my cloak pull out my arm and I do like I build up the kind of like magic dark pharaoh fluid looking stuff around my skin and like kind of grab it and I go like and then I like drop. I just kind of go like ah and like hit the floor.
Oh no, the boy is having a magical incident.
Jeremiah, I was just telling him to take his mask off.
I
That's all I was doing.
I kind of like crouch on the ground like grabbing my like arm
yeah.
and like looking like I'm in pain.
So Dame Vera will definitely like.
I have like a little bit of chocolate still in my mouth and I kind of go onto the floor.
He's puking up vials.
That was a good touch, though. That was a good touch. I'll say that. That was a good touch.
So Dame Vera is gonna kind of immediately like get between you and her lady because no.
Vera, can you assist me in taking my brother to a safer place? This is so shameful to our family.
It's not contagious, you jerk. Like,
Oh well, if it's not contagious, then I guess
It's but it could be. Let's.
You're gonna catch my dark magic.
So you can be more comfortable.
Okay, and she's
I
gonna
can't lift
kind
you
of
on my
like,
own.
she's gonna give sort of a look back at Ayla and make sure that she's okay, and it's like, gotta get this disgusting, contagious boy away from her, I guess.
Most of
And
this is
she's gonna
chocolate.
scoop your tiny, twinkish frame up.
But he's covered in coats.
Oh, he's so light.
He's like a regular sized guy. He's just fed.
It's like picking up feathers.
What weighs more? A pound of feathers or a pound of twink?
A pound of Ajax.
I like coughing. I'm like, oh, I'm so sickly in French.
Mon Dieu.
Let's take him to this chaise lounge. It's the most French piece of furniture we could
His
find.
legs are like baguettes.
Imagine a foam.
So brittle.
Onion soup.
He must escargot.
Onion
Okay, all right.
Here, we have fun here.
So you, Vera will carry you off to a, I guess just out in the hall, and just kind of like,
Oh, my bones.
My brittle baguette bones.
Oh, thank you very much for your
My
assistance,
bagones.
Dame Vera. Ever since my brother dabbled into the dark arts and has cursed himself,
Explicitly, I did not do that.
Yes, you did.
It happened to me.
nope, he dabbled. He dabbled and he dabbled too far. It dabbled with him.
don't
it dabbled
dabble,
back.
kids.
It dabbled back.
Dabbled too close
The
to the
dark
sun.
arts dabbled back.
Oh, God.
It led to the fall of our house. It's so, and this is what he's become. He was once so beautiful and so free of
I
incident.
was so good at field hockey, and then I dabbled in the dark arts.
This is your brain on dark arts.
Ever since he started dark arts, he just lays there. He just,
This is your brain, and this is your brain on dark arts.
He's becoming a pile of
Spazzing out, puking up chocolate.
So I need you to make an action roll. This is probably
Fried egg for
pretty
the brain.
firmly sway.
It's very
Can I help?
firmly sway.
You did. You already did your
oh,
thing.
okay. I was gonna
She's
say.
just still vomiting chocolate.
Okay.
Better than I do. Sorry if I put. Nope, it was the table.
So you
Played
can
footsie
fill
with the table.
the dice. Thank you.
The idea of somebody like having a like one of those flirtatious footsie interactions, but it's just with like the ornate table legs.
Oh my gosh, are you a griffin of some kind? Perhaps.
So you can fill in, guys, you can fill in 2 segments of your figure out their deal.
Okay.
I love how Rachel's become the house record keeper.
Named Vera, she is a woman of few words, but you can kind of see she's like very thoughtful about that. She's like, the dark arts. I see.
Yes.
Well, that's most unfortunate.
It was just curiosity that brought him there, and this is what he's become.
You just take a little bit, put it back in your mouth because it's chocolate. You're just like,
He only meant to help our house, and it brought us instead to ruin. I was away at sword school, but it was, but it was really bad.
Well, I do wish you the best, and I'm sorry. I should take my leave.
Thank you very much for your assistance
Of course.
in bringing him to this floor.
leaving this corpse of fried twink
Do
on the ground.
make sure you're all right before returning to the ball, won't you?
I should be fine.
I'll clean him up with this napkin.
I just need to get the evil scary under control.
Yes, brother.
Cool. And you took no exposure from this.
Nobody exposed me.
Somehow.
Everyone in the room's like, did you see
Go
that
Team
weird-
Wings.
Did you see that weird boy having a breakdown by the cheese
Jeremiah,
fountain?
were we supposed to do something?
Do not. I don't
Cool.
believe
I don't
so.
believe
So
Okay.
that leaves 2 more downtime actions for our evening.
It does leave Ayla available to be spoken to, though.
Right.
By either
You
of you
should
guys.
care to do so, yes.
We know she's
How do
unattended.
I check what kind of items I can? How do I check my tier scale? Like the items I can get via tier scale.
I think right
So
now
like a page in the
you
book.
just have basic. We'll discuss.
Okay.
But for now, you've got basic. You got basics. All right.
I don't really have any downtime action I want to do.
Guys,
None that are
Gotta
like.
talk to her.
None that are
Can
like.
we-
Yeah, but what would talking to her do? Like, how would that?
tell me something and I'll make it work. We don't have to follow the exact downtime. We just had this boy have a magical incident and called it reduce shame. Like,
It would be
This is
helpful to
true.
learn
You know, maybe society would be a little better if it wasn't
how bad
shameful
she
to have a
wants
magic
this, or if
incident.
it's just like something she thinks she needs to do.
And this
Or-
is the guest list, so this is everyone who is.
It
at this
actually
party.
has game
Yeah,
notes
there's,
on it. It
there's
sounds
other
something
people you could
stupid.
talk to too. You could talk to
Let me see who
Vincenzo.
else.
You could talk to.
Is our
Ah,
favorite ferryman that we haven't introduced yet from session 0 here?
No.
Oh, mamma mia!
I assume he's running the ferry or the gondoliers tonight.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
DeRosie.
Yeah, he's probably
could-
gondolaing.
Okay.
One could only imagine.
Is the rest of the session going to kind of happen in this party area?
Yes.
Okay. Idea. You can have.
Oh god.
You go. You go.
Yes.
Jeremiah, I'll take a look at that gentleman, by the way, Carmine, and I will take the article from my mask and I will hand it to Jeremiah. Essentially, this noble, they went out of their way to extort various merchants and whatnot, and I may have done a couple things to hit their reputation pretty hard. And I believe you have a good sense of words, and maybe you could do something about that?
As in, get them to stop exhorting laborers?
No. My work made them stop.
Okay.
But their presence here is unsettling.
I agree with you that their presence here is unwelcome, but I don't know if I can just get them to leave.
And that will be your mission, don't forget, to talk to the 2 people you've been asked to talk to outside of your downtime, which is what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
We could.
Who are the
we could
2
like
people we've been asked to talk to
I could
again?
get
Carmine and Vincenzo.
Gotcha, Carmine and
So
Vincenzo.
if
So
we-
you could talk to them right now, but this is kind of your time to do things that weren't the things that Lord Eero specifically was like, hey, do
If
these.
you uncover a plot instead, that would help us like learn a bit more about them before we entered.
I could also work on.
Or
I
yeah,
think I'm gonna go to. I think I'm gonna go to Atlas
Sure.
because entertainers always hear the good gossip.
Sure.
I come up to you with like chocolate on my face. I'm like wiping it off.
I
and
gave
go,
you a napkin.
Like, and I overhear you and I go, oh, dude.
Yeah, I'll say we can replace sort of
I
a
did the
downtime
task.
action with just a general gather information if you'd like. I don't see
Yeah,
why not.
Because House Vitalia took our position, right? Right, we were second. Okay. I'm just confirming everything.
The current standing for those keeping track at home. Oh gosh, I don't have it up.
We're
Keep talking.
fourth.
I
Yes,
We're
you're
fourth Battalion. second.
open my coat and I pull out this like little gray vial and I go like, if you
The
wanted
current
to be
standings
on.
are
No.
House Corvetto, which is kind of like just
Boring.
they're known for being the big house in charge. They
Yep.
almost always are. Battalia, they're very militaristic. That's why they kind of also tend to be high up in the ranking. They were third until most recently. House Bastion, which is usually kind of a low man on the chain, so they're one to watch as well. They're very much like loved by the common folk, and you and every other house hate their guts almost
Ooh.
all the time because of that.
There are rivals.
Yep, so there's Corvetto, Battalia, Bastion. There's you guys. House Almari is mercenary princes from across the sea. They're somewhat newer, I would say, and have sort of, again, a lot of those connections from across the sea. They're very, not quite militaristic in the way that Battalia is, but they're very, like, strong-headed. They're in 5th right now. And House Alanda is currently at the bottom of the rung. They tend to have a stronghold on the merchants of the city, but something recently happened that sort of shook up the way that trade sort of happens in this city, putting a lot of their original power into Bastion, so they're at the bottom.
Gotcha.
So it goes Corvetto, Battalia, Bastion, Lovell, Almari, Alanda.
Gotcha. I think like I said, I think I'm gonna go up to Atlas.
Sure.
Kind of get some info because while I did kind of sow the seeds with Sister Aurelia of like there being heretics. They are still trying to make contacts with the Mercies, and I kind of want to know why. And entertainers who are at all these events would have some hot goss probably.
Yeah. So Atlas, you would know them. They are the. I got my notes. The College of Satire doesn't really have an official sort of like figurehead, but if there was one, it would be Atlas. They are sort of the person that organizes a lot of these sort of highbrow parties, any sort of entertainment, stuff like that. Despite that, they still tend to dress up as a jester just about everywhere because that's, their background.
Yep.
But yeah, they have, despite their silly, goofy appearance, they have quite a strong hold on sort of the entertainment industry, specifically as it pertains to like the wealthy and their jesters and fools and what have you.
Head of the Chester
Let's change up the music.
So I think I'm gonna walk up to Atlas and kind of, bow to them on approach and be like, Atlas, you've helped put on a fantastic event this evening.
Why,
As
thank
always.
you.
As always, it is lovely to be in your company.
Ah, well, lovely to have you.
Jeremiah company.
Jeremiah. Lovell, right?
Yes.
Oh, too bad. Too bad.
You know what they say, mistakes are made when you're in power.
Well, what can I help you with tonight, Mr. Jeremiah?
I had a question for you. It is my understanding that you and your entertainers are quite aware of a lot of what happens in these cities thanks to being at all these events.
Jester's privilege, one might say.
Exactly. You can make all the jokes and never face the chopping block. It's quite the privilege.
Unlike your prince.
You did not hear me laughing at that joke. I was curious if you or any of your group might be aware as to why Vitalia is getting so close with the Mercies of the Church by chance.
Oh, that is an interesting quandary. I guess roll a sway.
Okay.
Or I guess if there's something else you'd rather do.
No, sway works. I get 2 for that.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
4.
Okay. Well, the Mercies are sort of as far off from our business as it can get, you would understand. But yes, I do suppose that Vitalia has taken an interest in them. I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that Corvetto has had a strong hold on them for a long time. Maybe it's just, one more thing to try to take away from them.
I understand. I came to you seeking this information because I feel that them getting close with the Mercies might do harm to your business of event making. Because when in bed with the church, one must, act accordingly.
I do suppose, but there's always room for a little bit of laughter at these events. It's Corvetto that invited us, after all.
Very true, but when Vitalia throws events, they might not be so quick to bring on your services.
An interesting thought.
Well, I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening.
And you as well.
Thank you. And Jeremiah walks away.
Yeah, I think
Slight bow.
Corvetto and Vitalia they're very much kind of like the warring siblings of the houses in a way. And the interest, to Atlas's point, may simply be the fact that Corvetto has that hold, and that's just another place to kind of chip away at them, especially when Vitalia's in the position that they're in.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right, we have one more downtime action.
Sowing my seeds.
I propose the downtime action.
Oh, God.
Acquire assets.
Yes.
Acquire vehicle. Get our beautiful gondola boy on the outside of
Get
this
him a
building
nice gondola.
for a quick getaway just in case.
Who has the downtime action left? I think you, right?
I believe
It's
I do.
Bo.
Yes. Can
Unless you have another idea.
Yeah.
the gondolier? What is that fellow's name again?
Linguini.
DeRosie, right?
DeRosie.
DeRosie.
DeRosie Linguini.
DeRosie Linguini, yeah.
DeRosie, like Mario.
Yeah.
DeRosie.
It's just DeRosie. He's just those names.
DeRosie.
My name is DeRosie.
DeRosie Linguini Gondolieri, the famous gondolier.
DeRosie should be on top of it. DeRosie's always right by our side.
All right.
Just make sure to.
So what are we up to?
Tip him well.
We are going to, oh, that's rough. We're gonna go to DeRosie. That's what we're gonna do, I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna acquire assets,
We're
and the
going to
asset is
acquire
gonna be
asset is
DeRosie.
DeRosie.
Yeah.
Do we have like a magic bell that like he comes in our bag? Oh,
Why not?
I cannot trust you're only a +1 with DeRosie. He doesn't think about you that much. You
I
are
know he thinks about Jeremiah.
I
quite
think about
often.
him every night before I go to bed.
before your
Or your magic
Ajax was thinking about DeRosie again.
So,
Just doing the laundry.
mechanically, let's talk a bit about your factions. You guys have some relationships with some of the factions around the city that are
They
not.
aren't reciprocal, apparently.
Does someone have their faction sheet?
Yes.
I do. No, that's the
Thank
houses.
you.
Oh no, this is the faction.
I got it. So there are a lot of players in Ilrhen. We've talked a bit about the houses major, but there's also several other factions. Our coterie here has some alliances across the city, as it were. The one that they're most interested in right now is that they have a +1 helpful reputation with the gondoliers out of a possible 3.
That's a modest way to put it.
Some of our other factions that we have relationships with, for those keeping track at home, we are in good standing with the City Watch, partially due to Lord Eero and partially due to our Bravo here.
I'm a cop.
We know.
And because of this, understandably, we've got some bad relationships with some of the less
Criminals.
Specifically the Twist Jacks, who I believe are sort of like
What?
the
Twist Jacks.
It's a gang of musical thieves, from what I can tell by their names. They walk around.
Twist
You best step off of our alley.
Let's do
You're on Twist Jack Street.
The Twitch Jacks specifically are people who were part of the Watch and aren't anymore because they don't like what the Watch is up to. So it is understandable with you guys being little cop guys that they don't like you.
Yeah.
Similarly, the Founder doesn't like you, which is a loose sort of anarchist alliance of the gangs in the city, loosely held together by the family Brizolato.
It's like the Warriors.
Oh, the Brizzolato guy.
No, it's all
the
the
Brizzolato guy.
tape.
It's all coming
The
together.
But yes, the gondoliers are,
It's all Pepe
I would
Sylvia.
say, our favorite of
Yes,
Well,
we love the gondoliers.
While we still have downtime, I do want to consult Carmine somehow, but I just feel like
Who's Carmine again?
Well, you've got
Carmine
Mercy,
Falcone?
Yeah.
Carmine.
I want to consult Carmine somehow, get more insight, but it's the matter of I don't think I have the face for it.
Who is Carmine again?
Carmine
Carmine's the bad
is
guy.
a wealthy merchant and has a stronghold on both the Dockers and Arborist Guild.
We could kill him.
We're not going to kill
I've
him.
already killed
But
him. You
Eero
see.
has an interest in reinvesting them in them.
Because
So
Eero's corrupt.
yeah, but we're supporting Eero. So
he's your
we
boss.
Whoa, hey.
we are at least on the front supporting
Did you
Eero.
say Enderosi?
So, do you want this conversation to be positive or negative?
See,
I didn't, but
I
sure.
thought I heard someone say Enderosi.
Of course you did.
We could start a long time project with about Carmine as well, like
kill
figuring
them.
out exactly the relationship that Eero has, or learn more about their hold on the city. And
Better idea. You
interesting.
can't have a relationship with a dead
All
man.
right. So, Nate, what's your downtime activity?
we're gonna survey some Carmine. That's what we're gonna do.
All right.
We're survey him.
Yeah, we're going to just find out more what's been going on.
Yeah, so I think this would vary. You can choose the two houses that you know are kind of in a war, a trade war, if you will, is Bastion and Alanda. Alanda has had this hold on the trade for a very long time. Bastion, thanks to someone's actions, has taken over quite a lot of those duties. So you can choose whether you would be more interested in or investigating Alanda or Bastion.
Let's put more pennies into Bastion.
Sure.
Yep. Not into our stomachs, into the house.
Yeah. And we're kind of seeing what we can figure out about that through Carmine, which I think is a reasonable thing to do.
Yep.
Great. So go ahead and roll a study for me.
A study. study. I only have one in study.
Better get reading
and that
more
is just the
books,
three.
Sure. So you're still welcome to ask a follow-up question if you'd like. But the simplest answer I can give you is that from watching Carmine, you don't really see anyone you recognize as a major player of Bastion going to talk to this person, which sort of makes sense considering that Carmine's sort of lapse in reputation is specifically what's giving them these opportunities. From that, you can kind of guess that there is not a good relationship between them and Bastion.
Okay.
But you don't get any more specific than that.
You know, like, I believe I'll just leave it at that. They don't like each other.
Okay. Cool. So that concludes our downtime for this session, which means you guys now have to get down to business and do the things that your boss asked you to do. Now, before we do that, I think it's high time that we took a break. So we'll be right back. Stay right there. We're going to go have some magical incidents. Hey, welcome back. If you're just joining us, then go back to the beginning. What are you doing? But no, really, we're playing Court of Blades. It is our first session. This is a Forge in the Dark system that takes the Forge in the Dark rules and adds a whole bunch of really cool new things, specifically like fun social mechanics so that we can do all sorts of weird, crazy, courtly politics with them.
Nice.
Which we're about to do right now with our gang. So we spent the first half of the ball kind of going around talking to some people you were personally interested in looking into. But beyond that, you have some people who your boss, Lord Eero, has specifically asked you to try to form relationships with, or at least kind of like don't embarrass him in front of generally. These two people, we've talked about them a little bit, are Lord Vincenzo Durante. He is a high-ranking member of House Vitalia. He is Lord Eero's strongest ally within Vitalia. Lord Eero would like to further strengthen that alliance, maybe get it up past a +1 helpful into a +2 or +3 even.
As I've been slowly sabotaging Vitalia's relations with other
Yeah,
people.
you know, but that's the name of the great game, is it really not? They just need to
it's
not
true.
know you're doing that.
They never will.
Lord Vincenzo is very important because he is a high-ranking member of House Vitalia, the second-ranked house major. He is married to Lady Chiara Tiberi Durante, who is or was a high-ranking member of House Corvetto until she married into House Vitalia. Corvetto is kind of the house. And further, Lady Chiara has a good relationship with her brother, Abernathy Tiberi, who is a current standing member of Corvetto and also has a good relationship with the church. So, all in all, this family is very important for Eero to know. Beyond them, he would also like you to talk to Carmine Fioravante. They are a wealthy merchant. They have a pretty strong hold on two major guilds of workers in the city, the Dockers and the Arborist Guild. Carmine is kind of interesting because for a very long time they held almost a stranglehold on the city's trade through a lot of maybe underhanded tactics, if we're gonna, call it that. A lot of these tactics kind of made it out into the public, and through a lot of public outcry that may or may not been a certain party member's fault. Who's to say, really? Carmine lost their hold on the ironmongers and the broadsheets. The ironmongers essentially are a guild of weapon manufacturers in the city. Ilrhen loves weaponry. Dueling is a time-honored tradition, so that was a very important sort of faction connection that he lost. And the broadsheets are obviously like the information stream of the city. So those were some very important contacts that they lost. Eero has an interest in reinvesting in them, feeling that if they can kind of work together to clear Carmine's name, Eero can get that sort of upper hand on the trade situation in the city that has been really up in the air since Alanda lost their grasp on the trade. So these are kind of, in Eero's mind, two of the most impactful relationships that he can forge at this party. But of course, you know, he's a classy guy and he can't be seen essentially like begging for these people to back him in his quest to become the Prince of Lovell. So you, as his humble dogs, need to go do the groveling for him. Our party is a coterie of house agents, a fancy word for servants, essentially. They're low-ranking members of House Lovell. They have a vested interest in placing their bets behind one of the several people who are up to become the next Prince of Lovell. They have hedged their bets with Lord Eero because he is, for all accounts and purposes, kind of a pretty safe bet. He's a very well-established politician. As for the party themselves, their interest in this sort of lies in the fact that Jeremiah is an up-and-coming politician within Lovell, and the rest of the party is just kind of some people he found on the side of the road. To sort of establish our sort of pinboard dynamic a little more for you. With that said, you've kind of warmed up, gotten used to the party, had as much fountain chocolate as you really can.
I figured it out now. I'm
Hey, welcome back.
hey.
Oh my god,
Excuse me.
it's my voice.
I'm not watching the stream. That'd be weird. Okay. Yeah, I figured out the chocolate fountain. And I look over at Carmine and I'm like, isn't that person that you ruined?
Yeah, as I'm just rolling up. It's like seeing a ghost, you know. Just throw the article off my mask.
If Eero is interested in their success, perhaps we could offer... they know how effective we can ruin a reputation. Perhaps we could help.
It just feels as if I have to buff the same very metal that I have tarnished.
I think at this
Isn't
point,
that the great game?
I feel like...
I like lean forward and I like dunk an entire gold cup into the chocolate, and I go like, well, just because he wants to work with them doesn't mean he has to. We can just get them out of the equation.
Brother, you always go to murder, and it is a party. We are
oh,
not
no.
murdering at the party.
Yeah, but
You-
later.
You leave your blood and bones here on the world when you die, but your reputation lives forever.
I understand.
That sounds wrong.
You do
Well
not
said.
want to sharpen a tarnished sword, but it, however, is still a sword, and we may as well make it useful.
That
do
is
they
valid.
know
It
was
is.
you?
It is still a sword. No. Probably the only few that notice me are these and the people I've talked to when entering this house.
But
Well-
Carmine would fear you.
And
Carmine
You
knows
would know.
nothing.
He knows nothing of your prowess and ability.
Carmine is a fool.
Then let us use him as a fool.
Carmine is an extortionist and a criminal.
Oh, Carmine uses they, them pronouns.
Sorry, let them use them as a
They-
fool.
for the-
Sword.
Well, an extortionist, a fool, and a criminal. So, our house lord wants us to get closer to them.
Our house
Counterpoint,
lord wants us to control them, and
And
then
the
control
best-
the things they control.
and I say, you're right. Why bother sharpening a tarnished blade if we cannot bend it to our whim? Carmine's in a weakened state. Why are we pretending like we need to gussy up to this person to make them feel better? A tarnished
Well, that is-
blade can be easily broken.
This is all in the demands of Eero, though.
I simply cannot be seen with Carmine. With everything that he's been shown for, I would never get reelected as a politician in any form of manner. You three would have to handle discussions with them. I simply cannot.
If he has lost control of the ironmongers and broadsheets, what is your relationship with them? Could we offer something he can no longer offer? And then be a point that is even more useful for Eero?
Very true.
You could try to convince Lord Eero that he doesn't need this fool if you would really want to, but that would require you going to talk to Eero.
And we may have to be a little more honest in what we have done to show our abilities.
When I do my jobs, I primarily dispose of all the evidence that I've ever done it. To just say, look what happened. They already know what happened.
I did that.
Yeah.
Source? Dude, trust me.
Trust me, bro.
I feel it in my bones.
I saw it in a dream.
Then perhaps
Source, I made it up.
there's something we could do to prove that it is something you're capable of doing.
I think if we ought to go to Lord Eero and suggest that we not work with Carmine, we first speak with, who's the other person we need to talk to?
Vincenzo, my buddy.
We first talk with Vincenzo and convince Vincenzo to be on Eero's side to the best of our
Vincenzo!
abilities.
Maybe Vincenzo
Come with
doesn't-
good news and bad news.
Maybe Vincenzo doesn't extort merchants. So
Oh no, Vincenzo is a good man.
yes.
Vincenzo was a former patron of mine. I was a sword to them. I was a bravo of his.
Well,
I can go talk to him. I would love to talk
by
to
the end of this
Vincenzo.
party, I will know if he's a good man.
Oh, I think he was a very good man. We had it was very cordial.
We could take on separate tasks. Some of us could go talk to
Boy,
you.
we can split the
This
party.
is a party.
I
that
love when that
At a party.
I was trying to make.
I think it could also be said that Vincenzo does have a good relations with the people that Carmine no longer has good relations with. There would be no point to Carmine because Vincenzo would give us what we need.
Why split the deck when you can keep it whole?
Vincenzo sounds like the best bet. I spent all this time and effort, and frankly, I've risked my life to tarnish the reputation of Carmine. And you don't want to be seen near them. I don't want to work with them. But we are kind of at the will of Eero, so.
They do sound like a desperate man. Desperate them, however.
A desperate party, I might say.
But that's still a no-go on the poison.
Not at a party.
The exposure would be
I have
devastating.
like a laxative in my pocket. It's not great.
Eero would not. Instead of. Eero
I
would
could
not
ruin
approve.
their reputation.
Their reputation is in the gutter.
Yes, and you know what else will be? If I slip them a laxative.
All right, so
We could perhaps find out why Eero was interested in them. It could
then
be,
I slip them
It
the
could be
laxative.
perhaps just their wealth. If we find out what their interest is, we could more understand if Carmine is a bump in the road and/or a necessary road to go down, and to bend the road.
and the face of this altercation will be whom?
I have no knowledge of Carmine other than what you've done to Carmine. I definitely would love to talk to Vincenzo. I have not seen him since I left his service.
It would be of very hard difficulty for me not to make very abrupt jokes and plays on words that will antagonize what I've done to Carmine.
So,
Make a good politician someday.
so it sounds to me like my dear sister has a good relationship with Vincenzo, so perhaps she should lead the way on that front. We're leaving Carmine alone for now, and I take out the little gray vial again. Alone?
Alone for now.
Okay.
The only issue with not going to Carmine is that he does control the dockers, which could prove troublesome with the economy and things.
What is a docker if not a gondolier?
I was going to say, they have the dockers, but we have the gondoliers.
They are.
They control the
a
docks,
workers-
right?
They're a workers' union. Let me pull them up.
I would assume they
Unionized, we're
control-
screwed.
Hold on.
I would assume they control the docks.
No!
Well, that's crazy.
Are you sure?
Are
They
the
dock
Arborist Guild?
people pay.
Is the Arborist Guild just tree people?
Triple.
The dockers specifically are the laborers and the tradesmen of the docks. The Arborist Guild is the arbors.
Interesting. We've learned a lot.
Words.
If-
so fun now.
Something really specific about them is they control the wine industry because if you want to grow any fruit specifically for the production of wine, you need the approval by the Arborist Guild. It is a lengthy and difficult process, meaning they have a lot of weird hold over the city. So that is probably kind of the more important of the two in a strictly like noble, great game sense.
Yeah.
Not to say that our prestigious leader and wonderful lord is a hot-headed moron, but putting his eggs in multiple baskets on this one seems like a bad idea, since if he uncovers since if the people of Battalion discover we're getting close to Carmine, not a great look.
And the argument could also be made that we could handle the Dockers and the Arborist Guild better because we do not have the tarnished reputation that Carmine has. We could simply convince them to leave his control by the simple fact of not negotiating
And
with
what
him.
would tarnish a reputation quite like pooping your pants at a party?
You and this poopy pants plan is ridiculous.
The scariest thing about this is that Ajax is kind of selling me on this.
I am, if not, a silver-tongued.
All right. So do you
That's
want?
my
Is half of your
nickname.
tongue silver now? No.
No, tongue's fine.
Oh, thank goodness.
Tongue's great. I, for the record, am fine with being seen near him, if not to slip him a laxative.
The poopy pants drug.
Yes. While the rest of you go and deal with Vincenzo and his coterie.
Do you want to talk to Eero about the fact that you're gonna completely whiff this for him before you mess with them?
I
or-
think
I'd like
we should
to
go
find
to
out.
Vincenzo
I'd
first.
like to find out why Eero wants Carmine in there, and then we
I-
could make the pitch of if we want to take Carmine's place as more influential. It's probably just his money, is my guess. But
my
let's
My idea. The David idea.
Okay.
The bad boy's idea.
oh boy,
As we-
oh boy.
I'm like the Tony Hawk of Tabletop Travel Agency.
Okay.
So Lord Vincenzo has his lady, and then Abernathy, right? These are all people relatively close to him. That's 3 people for each of you to divvy amongst yourself. Well, you all do that. I go over to Eros, talk to him about Carmine, and then if he gives the thumbs up, take Carmine out of the equation.
The other person you could talk to is Brizzolato, because he was talking to Vincenzo earlier.
What about, you know?
No, he was. We just saw it. That was one of the things that
Did it
I
seem like a
gleaned.
chill
It
convo,
seemed
or-
pretty chill, but he is like a mob boss. But
Like,
he's a.
The odds of Brizzolato and Carmine being associated is very high.
So we
In a
could get
good way or
more
in a
dirt
bad
on
way?
Carmine.
In my eyes, any crime that exploits people is a
I
bad
can
way.
go talk to this Braziliato character before I go and address our lord.
And that would be 4 points on figuring out Battaglia and their motives. Because he was talking to Battaglia as well. I know he's not part of it, but.
So what are we doing first?
I'm going to talk to Vincenzo.
All right. Let's go talk. Who's
Thank
going
you.
to go talk to Vincenzo?
I am.
Just you?
I will follow.
Yes.
I'll join.
I'll go with.
All right.
Okay. Oh boy.
Vincenzo squad.
I'm doing kickflips to Scott Pumpkin's corner.
I will pat your back and be like, good luck with Carmine.
Thank you.
There's a McDonald's.
I walk up very, very strict. Like I've kind of fixed my braid. And I walk up very straight back to and serious and Vincenzo, it has been a long time. You look well.
Oh, you're looking very well yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, Vincenzo.
And he'll give you a deep bow, more than is really required of your station.
It is very good to see you well and with your family at this event.
Oh, yes. I don't believe you've met.
No, I have
Chiara.
not. I left right before that. Very nice to meet you, Lady Chiara.
There's some dice. Just. Thank you.
I'm so hungry.
Midstream snack. Ooh. How many dice can you eat, Google?
Yeah, she's gonna give you a little bit of a look, like.
Okay. I
And you are.
I am Ariadne Lancet. I was a bravo under your husband's service.
I don't seem to remember you from the bravura. That's rare for me for bravos of high stature.
I left after an incident but I did not want to go. I loved serving for House Vitalia, but I
Oh.
needed to return to home, and it was a good time. It was a natural time to leave.
I see.
But it seems you have done well for yourself and for your house.
Yes, Vincenzo and I have made some good movements among both Vitalia and Corvetto, I would say yes. Vincenzo will sort of interrupt. Is there something that you needed, Ariadne?
I wanted to express my interest in knowing your interests in Lord Eero, and your support or dislike of them. They interest me, and I value your interest and your input.
Yeah, he'll kind of give a look over to Lord Eero, who's, schmoozing all over town. Eero, well, as far as your eligible candidates go, I do think that Eero is certainly the strongest bet that your house has, so you've done well to rally your support behind him.
I would agree. It is why we have made the choice. It seemed it seemed a good choice to make.
Is there something that Eero is interested in from myself and my family?
I think he is interested in influence, and your family has a great deal. I hope he can offer assistance, and I hope that our houses together can grow and flourish.
You can go ahead and roll, I assume, a sway. If
I
you have an
have
argument.
sway.
If you have an argument, otherwise.
I do not. Let's go. No. Well, it's a 1.
Okay.
Ow. Going
Can I like step in?
I
See this not
believe,
going well?
So you could, yeah, one of
Jeremiah
you,
is
give
better
up
at
stress, right?
yes, one of you can take some stress to help if you would like to.
I'll
Yes.
do it.
I how much sway do you have?
I have 2 swag.
I also have 2 sway.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
Yes.
ooh, okay.
Politician. I strongly agree with the politician.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will take the stress then.
Great, so you can mark a stress.
Do I roll again, or do we?
You add another roll, I believe. Let me, hold on.
Let me know.
I want to say it's just like giving advantage.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like Jeremiah would definitely step in though and say something at this point, seeing it go wrong.
Yeah.
I can't, I specifically can't remember if, you can do more than one help. Like, if another person
Oh, like
wants
if
to
we
also-
all want to.
Yeah, if you want to,
Why
power
aren't you
friendship.
using Control F on your physical book?
Honestly, I think if I tried to Control F the word help anyway, my computer would just explode. Okay, assist. When you assist another player who's rolling, describe what your character does. Take 1 stress. Only one character may assist.
Okay.
Yep. So this is Jeremiah. You're taking 1 stress, and you're stepping in. What are you
Okay.
saying?
Jeremiah is gonna step in. He's gonna say, I wouldn't call it that Eero would like influence from our houses being, working together, one might say. I think there is a good connection that could come from us working together because we have connections with some of the various guilds throughout the city. We have good connections with the City Watch and the gondoliers.
They love us.
Which could be, they absolutely love us. I should get you a ride with my personal gondolier, DeRosie. He gives a great tour of the city. He'll tell you about restaurants you've never even heard of.
All right.
Perk up at the
You
sound
could
of
go ahead
DeRosie,
and make
like
another
DeRosie.
roll.
Me?
Yep.
With
My
another one, or
beautiful
just by
greedy boy.
itself? Another one.
Essentially, we're keeping that 1 and then adding another.
Come on, a 4.
Okay.
Did it help?
That helped.
Did my promise of a private tour by DeRosie
It's
help?
like
You
4
know,
better
it's
than a
like,
1.
I've
Yes, it
heard
helped.
so much about DeRosie, and if you say that he loves you in the +3 status way that you're
Absolutely.
telling me he does, well, heavens.
You declare.
I declared DeRosie is
I will
quite
say
the
the
tour
sort
guide.
of mix of the success here is that you could tell that Shara still is really not sure what's going on here. She doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening here, she don't like it. So you've got, tentatively, it seems like Vincenzo's support. He gives a slow nod. He says, well, as I said, I do believe if I were to offer my support to anyone within your house, Eero would certainly have my vote. I'm happy to be a resource to him should an opportunity come up. And I'll have to look into that gondola ride.
You should. It is quite the time.
I'll tell DeRosie you sent me.
You should.
Make sure to use my full name.
Jeremiah Guthrie.
Jeremiah Guthrie. I'll remember that. Was there anything you required from me specifically, or just...
No, it was simply nice to see you again. I am glad that you are doing well.
It's a pleasure to see you're doing well for yourself as well.
Thank you.
Can I use my skill?
Uh-huh.
I know this tune to tell if he's lying about giving support for Eero to
Sure.
just appease us.
No, I think he is being honest that he is, when he says, if there's an appropriate way for me to show support, I will do so. Because,
Okay.
again, Eero is an ally of his, and currently he has no reason to not throw Eero a bone if it means, kind of keeping that good relationship with Lovell. Because I think he's smart enough to realize that this situation that Lovell is in is temporary and could shift quickly if someone like Eero took the crown.
Alright.
So he's being honest. He's definitely being like, we'll see, but he's not being dishonest.
Gotcha. Cool.
So he has given you a tentative sort of backing of support, which is essentially what Eero is kind of
Just
hoping
refresh
for
on
out of
our
this.
coterie abilities.
Now we just have to
Yeah,
convince
that's right.
Eero that we do not need Carmine.
Yeah, so-
Now,
Yeah,
you were up
okay.
to something.
I was up to something.
You making him do the old poopy pants party?
I mean, do we want that or no?
No!
I should talk to Eero
You
first,
should
right?
definitely-
We
Or
should
do I
definitely
consult
talk to
Eero?
Eero
Yes.
first.
All right, I'm gonna go up
Would you
to.
like this man?
I'm
to
gonna go up
defecate
to
in this
fellow
pants?
Twink. Have Twink
He's
on.
not a twink, guys.
Eero is definitely like a Gaston type.
He's so
He had 5 dozen eggs.
5 dozen eggs. At most, he's an active twink death, but he's not.
He's in active. It's
active
terminal.
twink death.
You can smell the twink necrosis on him.
But no, I would not count him as a twink.
All right, I
Just
saunter
draw
up
men
to-
that way. I'm sorry.
I saunter up to our good compatriot.
Sure. He is having a conversation with sort of his own little his cooler coterie.
These are my cool kids.
Cooler coder.
The cooler wings of love.
Just us with their sunglasses.
The talons of Lovell.
I think I very creepily approach from behind him, and I kind of tap him on the shoulder and I go, my good lord.
Oh, you're Jeremiah's thing. Jeremiah's friend.
Perfection.
What can I do for you?
Ajax Lancet.
Yes, of course.
Right. I was hoping we could have a conversation to ourselves with a private audience of you and me.
Well, anything you can say to me, you can say in front of my dear Alicia.
I wouldn't want to burden the good lady's ears with our.
Well, Alicia's up
Less
to be my
savory
prince
negotiation.
consort, so I think anything you can say to me, you can say to her.
If you say that in confidence, my lord, then I'm sure you're correct. Me and the rest of my group, Jeremiah and my sister and Beau, we're all concerned about your placements on this chessboard.
Oh,
We think your request to move closer to Carmine might be a little ill-advised from a personal standpoint.
and why is that?
Well, for a number of reasons. One is you must be most obvious to you. Carmine's low standing doesn't quite bode well for our look if we get caught with our hands in their mess.
Chocolate fountain.
In their more. Was it Carmine you saw talking to that guy?
Brizzolato? No, we saw Vincenzo talking to him, but
Yeah, Vincenzo's
again,
talking to him.
like Beux-Li pointed out, there's no reason to assume that Carmine wouldn't have a or at least had a reputation.
Yeah. Carmine was.
It's also possible that he doesn't have, or they don't have a great relationship with Brizzolato anymore because they did kind of whiff things real bad.
True.
And Brizzolato has a vested interest in keeping his and his family's.
The fact of the matter is that it is in our best interest to stop the proverbial ball of our house from rolling down this hill any further.
Well,
and
sure,
I worry,
it's a risky sort of gamble to invest in someone who could tarnish our reputation further. I will concede that, but it also could be beneficial if we can mutually sort of take this downturn as a time of change for us both.
My lord, excuse my blunt tone.
We're French. You can literally excuse your French.
Excuse my French.
My Eltorian.
Excuse my bluntness.
Let me be blunt.
We.
Excuse my blunt tone on
Well,
this. but-
forgive me for being so blunt. Has Jeremiah allowed you to speak on his behalf?
Of course. I wouldn't be here speaking had the group not come to a consensus. I mean, do you take me for a liar, my lord?
I mean,
Am I not in your service?
I think
that's exactly why I must be cautious.
I look at him and I go, the fact of the matter is do you think you have the movement, the ability to make a risk like Carmine for the smaller reward it would take to simply ignore or pull Carmine out of the equation entirely?
I think I've taken such risks many times in my career.
Can I? Is there a roll I can make, or is this just straight? Like I've got to argue here.
No, you can make a sway.
Can I make a sway on this?
What's up?
While this is going on, may I look around the party? The party for
Yeah.
perhaps a merchant that Carmine has slated?
Sure.
Do you want me to wait to make this roll? or-
I can make a
You can
survey
just-
roll.
Yeah, this is a survey roll.
All right, so that is. I also get 2 too.
I gotta make sure I don't Nocturnal
That is
magician.
rough. That is a 1 and a 3.
that's
so
going to be the
take
highlight
3.
of the campaign right there.
Let's see.
Two huge that.
Everyone's wearing these masks.
Yeah. Does anyone have a mask that represents a merchant? Maybe a cashier? Gold coin?
Yeah, just like ching, just the bags under the eyes. Let's
You
see.
can tell they've been beaten down by capitalism.
So I think with a 3, you can't really. Usually, this is sort of your area, and you would know like who to look for, like
Yes.
people that you specifically are like. Yeah, that's someone that like.
Has been harmed,
Yeah.
essentially.
So, but now you're just kind of looking around for people with sort of that like. I think it would probably be like almost like a gold coin hanging off the mask, and there's a few of them. I'm definitely not looking up Italian surnames right now.
Giovanni. Giovanni.
We got one. All right.
Jojo.
Giorno. No.
You thought it was a merchant.
Boy
It was me,
RD.
Dio.
Diavolo?
Yeah. You see someone who you don't recognize. But they got the little coin, and
Stop.
so that's as good a place to start as any.
That's a 3.
I think I would be more comfortable having this discussion with Jeremiah himself.
I'm sorry? Is there any reason why you would...
Well, because, to speak plainly, Jeremiah is my contact, and you are, for all intents and purposes, Jeremiah's dog.
I think there's like a moment in my eyes where like you can see like a and like I kind of have to like grab my hands behind my back and like and I go like okay, I'll go fetch the good sir himself.
Thank you.
No problem. And I kind of walk over to Jeremiah, and I think Jeremiah has known me, not to say that like my sister has not known me as long, but to say like in my adult age,
I'm your sister.
you disappeared off to sword school.
I did go to sword school.
I think Jeremiah has known me long enough to see when I'm coming up to him with like a, I'm gonna stab this guy kind of look.
I see your conversation with our dear Eero was not to your liking.
According to him, He does not want to hear from your dog.
Oh, well, let me see what I can do. Ow.
I think I grab Jeremiah's shoulder before he heads off, and I go, do what you must, but in my personal opinion, his lordship is making a mistake and is too... What's a polite way to say this? Stupid to recognize it.
Jeremiah he's just gonna laugh and start walking over his shoulder and go, "Oh, the man's a fool. That's why we play the games that we play, my dear friend."
Yes, we do. And I go up to my sister and I go, I'm gonna kill him.
We can't kill anyone at the party.
All right, so is
I wanna!
I know.
is Jeremiah heading over alone?
I think so.
Okay.
Do we want to do whatever?
Sure.
Yeah, so my goal is to find the merchant. I find the simple coin on any mask.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you find this person that you can go talk to. You don't know the first thing about them.
Yeah, what is the... I know they're a merchant of some sort.
Yes,
The
let's see.
representation.
So they've got the gold coin. They've got,
Would they be, like, sitting at a table? Are they...
they're standing talking to some other, some other folks. They have, what do they have? There's like this sort of, I don't know. They're part of the Baker's Guild, and I can't think of a cool thing to be.
That's fine.
Just like a big old piece of bread right there. But there's a symbol on their mask that's really cool, trust me.
Yeah.
That symbolizes that they're from the Baker's Guild, which means like,
I think of grain.
yeah, just like a thing of grain.
Cornucopia.
So I will go to the order of table. Upon recognizing this, I'll grab various baked good, and I'll begin to
Big
approach them.
fan. Oh, who did
Big
this?
fan of your work.
Well, I'll approach my... Oh, this,
Yeasty.
I believe... is this of your work? Did you bring these to the party?
No.
No? No? How do you feel about them? And I'm going to just be squishing it, staring at it.
Well, how do you feel about it?
Watch me squish
see-
this croissant.
I wanted to ask the Esper first, because I'm not too familiar. But I as you can tell, I dabble with a lot of more media, and I'm very interested in the refined workings of bakery goods. Shall we together? Shall we together?
Roll a sway, I guess.
Okay.
Swear to God, I got a 3 for the actual plan, and you
He's
got
gonna go
6
against-
for bacon.
6-6.
Are you?
That's a crit. That is our first crit.
Tell me about bread.
Someone controlling the switchboard needs to beat me in a second.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Alright,
I
yeah,
want to
so
con this guy into getting his
you're
good
like-
side.
Tell me
Yeah.
more about your bread.
you're like, oh my god, I just wish I like understood like, the proofing and yeah,
Is this sourdough? Is this what is this?
Oh, this
Look
is
at the rise on this.
So I'm going to literally break bread with his individual.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm
Tell
not
you
going to
later.
say much about
Can't
bread
say it.
because I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my baker mother. But
You can
this person, he infodomes to you about bread for several minutes
Yeah.
as you literally break this bread together. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself. My name is Elio.
Elio? Elio, Beux-Li.
I love the pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know we've
my
had
name's
this introduction.
Panera.
I'm Olive from the garden. Nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Chili's.
As you can see, I own my own orchard and I'm an apiary. Call me Applebee's.
Outback Steakhouse at your service.
All right.
Get more and more absurd. But so as we have this interaction and I'm like we're now connecting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at that individual over there. Isn't that Carmine? Carmine.
Order a loser.
Fioravante?
Oh, yes, Fioravante.
Ah, yes, that putrid individual. What a shame! Everything they did to those poor merchants.
I
Must have.
suppose the Baker's Guild is lucky that they've never taken much interest in us.
Oh, beyond lucky. But he must have other friends that are within his reach, per se.
And within earshot of this conversation.
Well, of course, I have, my friends in the Arborist Guild.
And were they hit? Where was their reputation hit, or was their wealth hit by this Carmine individual?
The Arborist Guild finds themselves in a difficult situation where it concerns Carmine. They still have sort of a hold on them, I would say, given their various contacts within the houses that have yet to give up on them for whatever reason that might be. And the Arborist Guild relies heavily on their connections to the houses, more so than the rest of us, Whereas the Bakers Guild would be just fine tomorrow if every noble house decided to quit backing us, The wineries of the city are not so lucky.
So, what you would say is that this Carmine individual, we both agree that he doesn't mean any good around here. His reputation is, one, too tainted, and two, just, I don't see someone exploiting someone and ever really coming back from that.
I mean, unfortunately, this is Ilrhen. People exploit one another all the time and do so again come the next day, but there are many of us within the guilds, mine and the others, that would be very happy to see Carmine not in the position that they are in, nor the position that they were.
Do you mind if I
Write this down.
do you mind if I have you come talk to my friend Lord Eero, and maybe reiterate this to him?
I mean, you did roll a crit.
Yeah. And I think I just have a strong
your
belief
friend, Lord Eero.
Yes.
You think that
I think this
Lord
is just...
Maestri would have some sway over Carmine's dealings in the city?
No, that is not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to, I'll be blatant with you. I'm trying to prove my point that this Carmine individual does not mean any good. And I think I need some backup. I need some reinforcement on this matter to my friend, Lord Eero.
I don't see what Lord Eero would take from someone such as my opinion, but I suppose if you think it would be helpful.
Any testimonial is better than no testimonial. Please, let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess.
And then-
All right. All right.
Yep.
I'll have walked with you to Eero.
I got
because
you.
I'm kind of. I'm a
I will
weird cop.
approach behind Jeremiah and with my new individual.
Ah, there he is, the man himself.
My ears were burning.
Jeremiah, I do believe you've met Lady Alicia.
I have, and I take a very, very annoyed bow.
She gives
Lady.
a very stiff curtsy. Jeremiah.
I heard you had quite the interaction with my pal Ajax.
Yes, your friend there seems to have some very strong opinions for a man of his station.
Well, I wouldn't have him around me otherwise.
I suppose.
A man is no better than the people he keeps, one might say. Which is why I come to you to discuss our friend Carmine.
Ah, yes. Your friend, Alex. He mentioned that.
Ajax was allowed
Ajax.
You
to
don't have a
speak.
friend
I'm
anymore.
going to drown you.
Was allowed to speak mildly on my behalf. If he said anything uncouth or out of turn, I apologize.
No.
But it needs to be said that Carmine would not be good to bring on as an ally at this moment.
Okay, I will say you can roll a sway, and I will say you just get an additional dice to that because
I'm
of
coming in
Beau's
with backup.
awesome friend Elio.
Yeah.
Give me a die. Give me a die. Triple crit, triple crit, triple crit.
I will have
You
a
just win the
stroke.
game.
The
Well, there's
rating-
one crit.
There's 1 6. Two
Alright.
3s and a 6.
And if you add the 3s, that's another 6. So
Well, I do agree with the position that Carmine is a more volatile resource than some of my other alliances within the city. What would you suggest I do? Trade is an important matter in the city right now, and one that is left up in the air with Bastion and Alanda busy fighting it out. We need to get a hold over it where we can.
The problem might work itself out eventually. I've been looking around, and the Mercies here are quite present. They have a presence here at this party, and they most likely will have heard by now what Carmine has done and his reputation and such things, and I doubt they take too kindly to a man in the city of the Lady acting in the way that he has. And we all know how the Mercies deal with people they find unfit in the way that people act in the city of the Lady.
This is true. However, that still leaves the question open. If we don't vest our interests in doing damage control on Fioravante's behalf, where am I going to make the connections I need to the guilds of the city?
Well, Carmine has lost influence with various guilds of the city that some of the allies and people we've spoken to tonight seem to have picked up the slack there.
Such as?
Vincenzo.
Yes. Vincenzo with Vitalia has a... Wait, no. Vincenzo with...
Well, Vincenzo
He's
has a
Vitalia.
hold on the ironmongers, which is
Yes.
important. But the ironmongers alone will not be of use to us, especially when they're so deeply entrenched with Corvetto and Vitalia already. We need our focus on, well, the Arborist Guild for one. The Dockers would be a good pull, because if we don't take them, they'll go to Bastion, and Bastion will continue to get the lead on us.
Well, why do we need Carmine to get these guilds? He represents them poorly now. He could not...
But he
could not
represents them nonetheless.
But he could not negotiate with a street merchant, much less us, on their behalf, because no one wants to listen to him. And if we can convince them of that, then they would simply come to us and allow us to represent them.
My lord, if I may, Jeremiah has your ear, and your ear is respected ear. Oh no. I believe that Jeremiah would be a much better choice than Carmine. If we can get into these guilds and get ourselves to portray a much more unified house that is more for the people than Carmine, we could get even more support.
Well, I'm not opposed to it, but excuse me for saying so, Jeremiah, but I don't know that anyone within your coterie has that sort of relationship with the merchants.
I will gladly interject here. And,
Yeah.
yes. Please,
If only.
yes. May I introduce you to this
Allow me
exquisite
to
baker.
introduce you to
Elio.
Beau if you have not met Beau.
Yes.
Beau, and this is your...
Beau is my person of the city. He goes to places I cannot at times because of my status and stature.
I see. So you would be our connection, as it were.
Yes. I mean, as you could introduce you to my new friend Elios right here. Elios, a very fine baker. Just one of many, and the how do I word what I'm trying to say? The Arborist Guild is run through the merchants, and the more I talk to these merchants, the more I see how Carmine has treated them. I have a good reputation with these people. These are the people. These are not the nobles, the upper class, the various. These are the people I commune with, and if you need a direct contact to those people, well, if there is a way to get to them, it is through me. Elios, if you would like to go back to the party, I will gladly feel free to be dismissed, but...
Say nothing.
Well, I do agree that Beux-Li is a person of the people.
Gaze upon my mask, and you will see my works. Sorry if that was very intense, but... and you'll see my very
Lord Eero gazes for a moment. I see. Well, I suppose this seems a safer bet than Carmine in this moment. I will say this is a test, in a way. Me putting some trust into you, Jeremiah.
That is very much appreciated, my lord.
And I think there's just a lot of dirty looks happening over his shoulder over here. She's
by
not
Alicia.
saying anything. Probably because anything that she could say would be explicitly kind of helpful to you. Like, oh yeah, Jeremiah is a politician of the people, but she's not going to say that.
Yeah.
She's just kind of like... I will trust that you let us not burn our bridges with Carmine tonight. But we can withhold our offer of an alliance to them. And if you can make some movements within either the Dockers or the Arborists, I will accept that in its place.
I will get to work on that immediately.
Excellent. It's been good talking to you, Jeremiah.
You
Keep
as
up
well.
the good work.
Thank you, my lord. You as well. I cannot wait to see you prosper in your own way. And Jeremiah bows, and then
It is an honor, my lord. I know.
brings everyone along.
All right, cool.
Jeremiah, it is so interesting to watch you talk to people. I could not and cannot do it. And it is very wonderful to watch.
I would shoot that man if no one would find the body.
Fascinating.
I can't, guys.
I mean, the gondoliers have to be connected to the dock somehow. It's all water, right?
Very true, very true.
Can we dress up our good old friend as a docker and maybe
Maybe we have to speak to our man. Maybe we have to speak to our man DeRosie.
I think the easier option for that is DeRosie probably does just have some relationship with the Dockers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he works
There
in
has to be a
the
central
waterways.
Yeah,
of the
he has
city.
to be able to.
yeah?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to call your friend DeRosie?
I do believe we will go and find our friend DeRosie and get to work.
We also have a contact in the canals. Oh, sorry.
That's
that is
DeRosie.
That is him.
That is DeRosie.
Freaking idiot.
No.
Come on.
Accents
But
happening.
yeah, so the city is, there's a lot of water.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
It's so swirly.
DeRosie's keeping busy. So when we talk about the Dockers, they're kind of everywhere.
No, there's
which,
a dock.
again, would kind of suggest that DeRosie probably sees a lot of them.
She's a lot of docks.
DeRosie sees a lot of docking. Yeah.
Yeah, loves it.
Got it.
You know, for the interest of the story, I would say DeRosie is probably a personal gondolier of House Lovell. I have pronounced Lovell every single way tonight.
I love it.
I always
I
assumed it was
Lovell it.
Lovell.
I think it's Lovell, but every time I open my mouth to say Lovell, it comes out a different way, and I'm like, all right.
Most of my wobble.
Lavenmo.
Yeah, so you're in the palace. There is the river kind of right back over there, and presumably sort of all the high-ranking gondoliers.
And our boy DeRosie is the highest of them.
As we're walking, I like tap Jeremiah's shoulder and I go like, so no on the poison? Or...
No on the poison for this moment. No one will be pooping their pants at this party, my boy.
Always saying this.
I need to kill arrows.
All right. So you head out. You find, it's like.
God, I can't wait to hear the voice you do for
I'm
DeRosie.
not doing a crazy
Old
accent.
man voice? Who's got money on old man voice?
I can't do old man anymore. Also, let's be honest.
Yeah.
DeRosie is a beautiful, eligible bachelor.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Does
we
being
use
old
the-
prevent him from...
Yeah.
He's a gray fox.
I just read an article
Silver
how
fox.
Fran Drescher at 67 has a revolving door.
Heck yeah.
I'm just saying he's not one of the decrepit old men I usually portray on this film.
Oh, come and get on my gondolier. Move all those women's undergarments out of the way.
You guys have ruined the old man thing for me.
Take my strong hand.
'cause
My strong.
Soft hand. And then I keep it up with Vaseline.
We're not gonna go look at the bunnies, okay?
Okay.
like a curse now. Whenever I try to do the old man voice, I just burst into laughter because of you terrible people.
You have
I'm
to do
not-
an accent then.
I'm not.
I think we met like 3 old men in one session one time.
Listen,
It happens. An elderly population.
I am not about to do that. Just a beautiful Italian accent on the stream.
Oh no.
Just go. Just
My
go
man,
Mario.
Jeremiah! How are
I'm
you
not
doing?
going Mario.
All right, Luigi then.
Jeremiah, my favorite! How are you doing?
I think more a situation like in for a penny, in for a pound, in for 100 pennies, in for a pound. Where like
for a
everyone
penny
in
buffet.
this story is Italian. If I commit to making DeRosie Italian, I have to just be
Is it
Italian
like
all the way
how
down.
at the beginning of
DeRosie.
JoJo's they did all the accents, then by part 4 they were like, we can't do the accents
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. like, so anyway,
Boo.
DeRosie. What can be said about DeRosie?
What can't be said about the
Yeah,
Rosie?
you-
You know, he's a tall, slender man, but despite that, he has these.
Find my pages!
You must find my pages, Delamaya. You must find them.
The wings of Lovell, you must find my pages.
They contain my recipes.
For a mama's sauce.
Around the city. You must go hunting for them.
But despite his slender frame,
We're good. We're good, guys. We're good.
Nate, welcome to the table.
We're good. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna throw off.
Mamma mia.
The worst this has ever happened.
Oh, God.
despite the fact that he is, he's got these strong, powerful arms from years of gondoling. I assume that's the verb.
Absolutely.
He's got tan skin, he's got long, luxurious, wavy,
Arms.
deep brown hair. Yeah, long arms.
No face.
He's Slenderman.
Okay.
Not Slenderman.
He's a buff slender man.
I can't.
Okay.
This is why Val can't do the accent. This is how we'll respond every time.
Okay, what is
Alright, tell us more about DeRosie and his amazing gondolier.
DeRosie, my main man.
Val's so fed up, they're checking their phone.
I was checking my makeup and its position on my face at this point. 'Cause I've been crying real tears.
DeRosie, my main man.
Oh, Ajax, it's so nice to see you.
Oh,
Did you
it's-
need a ride back to the estate?
It's so nice to hear my own name. Oh my God.
I have
Of course, I have nothing but respect for you, Ajax.
and this is why we love you,
I
DeRosie.
would say we have a helpful relationship.
This is
If
why
I were
say that as
to
well,
rate it on a
DeRosie.
scale of 1 to 3, I would rate it a 1.
that doesn't sound very promising upon that scale.
It's not a -3, so really.
And I'm sure
What
there
can
are
I
quite
do
a
for
few
you
of those.
tonight?
I was curious if you might have any, and I hate to ask this of you, DeRosie, if you might have any connections with the Dockers Guild that we might be able to connect with in a professional manner.
Let me look something up real quick.
All right, DeRosie, you look at your own book.
Let me think of
Let me pull
all.
out my big book of people I know and rate on 1 to 3.
He pulls out the Rolodex.
He knows so many people.
Well,
Like-
You need to find them on Rolodex.
He's
Ah,
connected.
yes, okay. The gondoliers are allies with the Dockers. So
Ooh.
DeRosie would be like, of course, I know a great many of the people that represent the Dockers. Was there one specifically you're hoping to speak to? Or?
Any that might have issue with a certain person by the name of Carmine,
Or be here tonight.
or both potentially.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm sure some of their representatives are at the party tonight, of course.
What's the word on the waters of their feelings towards Carmine after the little debacle in terms of his reputation?
Up and down, I would say. Some
Like
of
the waves, one might argue.
oh,
They don't call themselves for no reason.
but no, I would say, as far as it goes with our friend Carmine, it's more a matter at this point of what guilds have managed to wrestle themselves from their hold and which ones haven't.
Oh no, they're a friend of Carmine.
So-
This is going to go nowhere.
No.
Not quite like the friend of
I think
Dorothy's we were
the,
quite
the implication, and
The implication.
mind me for cutting through the.
No, I'm always happy to listen to your thoughts and opinions, Ajax.
You have no idea how good you are of a just an ear to listen to, DeRosie. You and your beautiful ears on your chiseled jawline.
Wait, why are they there?
with your
with your Mr. Crocker-esque frame.
with your distinct lack of face.
You're so blank face.
Anyway,
Your stare is always so disarming.
the way it creates static. Anyway, so
How's your cardio?
would you say that the dockers, the arborists, etc., would you say that their relationship with Carmine is more a begrudging, I didn't get off the boat while it was sinking type situation?
Yes, the dockers, for all accounts and purposes, there are some of them that, have more hold, but the dockers, for the most part, are laborers, and
The common man.
they don't have the same sway over the houses that maybe the broadsheets and the ironmongers have. So they sort of are left to follow the whims of the houses major. And right now, most of the houses major are of the opinion that it's best to keep Carmine where they are.
Now, might I propose it? Now, DeRosie, you and I have had many a private night on the water, talking amongst ourselves. I do have a piece of information. I've heard that perhaps Carmine might stumble into some trouble tonight. Do you think if his reputation were to slip any further, the dockers and the arborists, they would begrudge that, or would they jump ship?
I don't think...
Shush! Silence, boy.
You are beneath me!
Ajax is speaking.
I think that
You're literally breaking the law.
I'm sorry, you can actually talk. I was doing that. That was a bit.
I do not think the issue, Ajax, is whether or not they begrudge Carmine. I think it's whether or not they have the support to leave Carmine. And according to our lovely friend DeRosie here, the houses seem not to care. So what if we found a way to make a house that cares? Then they would simply leave Carmine. Carmine's power would be nothing if they simply chose to align themselves with someone who was willing to align themselves with them. It is not for a lack of wanting, it is for a lack of choice.
I see.
What is a show of solidarity that we could do to prove that our house and that our Lord of Choosing would be a better choice for these arborists and dockers? Is there a thing? Perhaps there is something, a show of, a show of solidarity between us and these houses.
DeRosie, can you earmuffs real quick? Can you earmuffs?
my big beautiful ears.
Oh, your big beautiful chin.
Down here.
Yeah, sorry, one second.
Just say you hate the laxative plan. Just say it to my face.
I don't hate it. I simply think we're not at that point yet.
We're just simply outvoted. That is all it is.
I also think Bo would be better at making the plan go off without a hitch. No offense. Bo has yet to be caught doing what they're doing.
I have yet to be caught doing anything, for the record.
I
Do you all think I'm like a criminal or something?
I believe I just watched you spill chocolate all over the ballroom floor. And that was, I'm
It's
amazed we made it
El
out there.
Tori custom. We've been over this. Don't joke about my culture like that.
DeRosie, would a simple denouncing of Carmine be enough, you think?
If the houses themselves were to move away from Carmine as a resource within the trade of the city, then I think the guilds would have more bargaining power in taking themselves away.
I think we must convince Lord Eero that we must denounce Carmine. And if we told Eero that by default we would be the house that these trade groups would align themselves with, well, he might simply agree.
And perhaps if Eero is presented with an idea that he can present as his own of giving more power to these guilds, and this would bring those guilds to be more interested in working with us as a platform politically.
Well,
Oh, we'll make a politician out of you yet.
Oh,
Perhaps.
no, thank you.
through our lovely connection with DeRosie, shouldn't we kind of influence the Docker's opinion of Lord Eero?
We could, if DeRosie would like, but I also feel that the simple public denouncing of Carmine might be enough, because as I said, it is not for lack of want, it is for lack of choice.
Carmine's mistake has already been made. Unless he
Exactly.
makes another slip up, again, I get it. Diarrhea plan's out the window. We need something we can actually denounce him for. His mistake is in the past. Bringing it up like this would be inappropriate and ill-advised.
No, we would simply denounce him for what has already happened and say that we cannot keep our connections with him because of it. Nothing new needs to arise. It's simply that the other houses did not take a stand.
Dirt has been dug. It's a power grab in its most obvious form that you're making.
If other houses would pull away as well.
Yeah, I believe that we just need the influence of both these smaller houses to gather and have them state themselves that they will support House Lovell.
That's true.
Yeah,
Because-
like essentially they need someone, a bigger fish than Carmine.
We
to-
need to influence the house, the smaller houses themselves. That I took your accent.
we
I do declare, eat this non-laxative laden cupcake that I have brought you.
But I believe, my friend, I believe you to be right, Bo. Maybe talking with the lower houses might be the right move. And get them to... If more than one of us says it, even of the lower houses, you are right.
We have a transporter. These dock workers, they have to get home.
Yes.
DeRosie, you have people under your hire, correct?
Well, under my hire,
Yes. Or
I'm a simple gondolier.
you're a simple gondolier? Not even a supervisor? Shift manager, perhaps?
I've never wanted that power.
The greatest gondolier does not work in middle management. He is with the people, by the people,
I'm in
for
it-
the people.
I'm in it for the love of the gondola.
In the love of the gondola?
And is
Can you
there
sing us a
nothing
song?
more respectable?
DeRosie? That's
That's amore.
I guess I'm asking if you could perhaps do our little coterie here a favor and praise the word of House Lovell, praise the word of Lord Eero. And it doesn't have to be every day. I'm not saying put a pamphlet in all their hats, but I am saying
Simplest state.
You can roll a sway. We're really swaying all over.
I got my gluten crit. I'll never get another one. 5.
Okay. Should House Lovell come up in conversation while I am gondoling, I shall mention Lord Eero and presumably the work he's doing for the workers of this city. It's been a while since House Lovell has had our back.
Are there any good, strong political words you could leave DeRosie to give to these people? Yes, and?
I mean, I had a whole thing I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, just spread the word that Lovell will be working in the ways that it can to help the people for their best interest. The interest of the people is at the heart of House Lovell, whether they know it or not.
That would certainly be a change of pace.
It will be. The
I'm
pace shall
testing you.
change. The current of the waters shall run the other way, one might say.
That would be bad.
It is a metaphor.
But
my
poetic
dear.
nonetheless. I shall,
And as a gondolier, you know poetry more than I ever could.
of course.
one fish, two fish.
Red fish, blue fish.
Wings of Lovell. Wings.
Wings!
Go wings.
All right. So would you like to perhaps go tell Lord Eero the good news?
That we told one gondolier to put in a good word
It's the
for us.
process that takes
No, I
time.
think we can go to
idea.
Hero and plant the idea in his head.
That he
Sure.
needs to attract the common people, and this is how to do it.
So I guess I am speaking on behalf of the group as I'm
He
the
said that he's a shrewd mind, so he'd like having an idea that he could present as his own, we would assume.
yeah.
Yeah, this crazy new concept called
I try to
respecting
flirt
the
with his
people
wife
of
while
this
this
city. You guys.
Am I trying to flirt with his wife while this happens?
Jeremiah would not like that.
Like I said, I could not tell you why that was funny, but this is a real Jerry and the Queen situation.
This game's crazy.
I don't understand your like psychic need to like get at each other's girls, but
Maybe one other time.
Jerry and the Queen.
If it is 2 of the 3 times,
That is true.
Yeah, just because you had no girl to be got in Girl by Moonlight doesn't mean it would.
He was dead.
Spoilers.
All right. I don't think that's really a spoiler. That's like an episode.
That's like
one.
episode 1
Episode
reveal,
one.
like, my fiance is dead and I hate everything and I smoke 7 packs a day because I am Jackson Eiffel.
Girl by Moonlight.
You should watch it.
That was fun. Anyway, back to this.
That wasn't even a good plug.
Back to your regularly scheduled
I
program.
already plugged it. You want to keep anyway.
You plugged Fabula.
I also plugged Girl by
did
Moonlight.
plug
Check
Girl by
the
Moonlight.
records.
We did both.
Check the records.
We
Anyway,
plugged
you
it like
can
a
watch
dragon.
Girl by
everyone
Moonlight
loves
thing.
when people argue about how they're plugging. Like, let's go.
Should I plug harder?
I'm assuming we go back to Eero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
right.
it just took a smoke
Yeah.
break outside, I guess. We just went
A
down to the
DeRosie
docks.
break.
DeRosie break. Gotta go smoke a DeRosie.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, Lord Eero. He's talking to some more people, but he'll sort of like excuse himself when he sees you coming back. You have thoughts?
I have thoughts about our situation with Carmine. It has come to my attention through talkings with people of various natures and walks of life
Such as?
such as our good friend DeRosie.
DeRosie. I've shared many a moonlit.
You don't know anything about that man, and you stay silent.
Ajax.
I assure you, DeRosie and I
Hatchets
are
run
quite
high
close.
about DeRosie.
But our friend DeRosie has brought to my attention that the issue with these various guilds with Carmine is not that they do not want to leave his influence, is that they cannot because they do not have backing from anyone else. They feel as if the houses have not backed them in any way. So if you were to say, come out and denounce Carmine and say you would back these guilds in their own manner, in their own right, well, you might just have them on your own with no middleman.
A real man for the people.
Exactly.
Roll sway, take +1 to that. A +1, a DeRosie point.
+1 DeRosie.
And if someone would like to help, they may.
I
it's
got
a 6.
7.
I will
That's
gladly-
7.
Is that how that works?
Well, you said +1.
Oh, +1 dice.
Oh,
Like
plus
another
1 dice.
Oh.
Well, I still rolled a 6.
Well, roll another one, see
Yeah,
if
why
you
not?
crit.
Okay. No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, still, a 6 is good. You know, I suppose being the representative ourselves for the guilds might not be a bad idea. If we could keep someone like Carmine out of the equation entirely, well then that's simply, I suppose, a higher concentration of... Yes, all right, well...
And the flip side of that is, if we take Carmine out of the equation, any of the other houses that have connections to those guilds through Carmine must now go through us.
He looks definitely very interested in that, again, because House Bastion has kind of outranked you, which is a big ol' scandal for you guys, because you hate those guys.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true. Well, I suppose I should thank you for your shrewd political cunning, Jeremiah.
No thanks needed, my lord. All in service of the greater good.
Of course. Well, you've done quite well for me tonight. I thank you for the service of you and your employees. Yet
Oh,
again.
I'm an employee now.
Ajax?
And your dog.
August 20th. August 20th. 6 months.
Thank you for your kind words.
Well, I think you have, again, done quite well for me tonight. I will be in contact again soon if I should need your services further, Jeremiah. But for tonight, enjoy the celebration.
Thank you. We drink in celebration of your victories to come.
You hold up his glass of chocolate.
Wait,
Told you.
yeah,
you look the fool?
totally ruined the balance.
I was being
Yeah,
facetious anyway, if you had a bit.
I was going
please.
to. I was saying, well, soon this wine that we pour will be ours.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, you guys. The intrigue. All right, awesome. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I think we've accomplished the goal of the
Yeah,
night.
you
He
did
doesn't
it,
make
yeah.
it to September.
All right, so then let's quickly go over payoff. I think that's fun. It's more optimistic than Fallout in
Yeah.
Girl by Moonlight, is it not?
Payoff.
Payoff. Let's go.
Let's go.
Where do we go? For
So
that?
this is our final step. We did our downtime, our errand, and now our payoff. You take stock of what you have achieved, both the influence you have earned and the favor gained with other factions. So, you earn 2 influence by default. If the target of the errand is a
Is
higher
it person
tier,
or house?
I
player
believe this is
house.
personal influence.
Okay.
What about that?
The little thing above healing, right?
Ah, there's a one.
Yep.
Oh wait, no,
2.
this is coterie.
This would be coterie?
Coterie
Okay, so we
influence.
take 2 coterie influence?
Yes. The target of the errand is of a higher tier. Yes, I would say. Take +1 influence.
So
Because
that's
you were dealing with House Vitalia tonight.
So
Yes.
that's 3 then.
Yes.
If you keep the errand completely quiet so that no one if no one knows about your mass
So we would have gotten more if you guys just let me give a man diarrhea. Instead, we had to
I feel that would have been quiet
A
and no one would have
shardy party?
noticed. That's the point is
No one heard my joke. I thought it was good.
It was good.
It was
Aaron.
good. It was good.
Did you hear it?
Of course I did.
Oh, sorry.
I always
Divvy up the influence you have earned among yourselves, marking them on your individual.
Oh.
No.
We got
So
3.
only 3 of us get influence then.
Yeah, so you got 3 points, so you gotta fight like
I think
crows over a french
not
fry.
to be that guy.
No, but Jeremiah
You're the
does.
leader,
Should
yeah.
have stuff, yeah.
Jeremiah
The
gets it
person
by
who-
default.
Yeah.
How many do I get?
Don't do the math. Just you guys take them. Come on. Move on
like-
with this.
Let's see.
2 and 1?
I got called a dog.
I feel like I was the least influential.
No,
in
you
this
got us the
situation.
Baker's Guild.
I
You did
did,
get the
okay,
Baker's Guild,
okay.
so 2 and 1.
Let's say you've earned 1 favor with the Baker's Guild.
I'll take 1. You take 2.
I'll take 2, yeah.
Can
And then we
I
have
see
plus 1
someone's
to the Baker's
faction
Guild?
sheet? Because I don't know where mine went.
What's the name of the
faction
Baker's
sheet?
Guild?
What's that look like?
Oh, it literally just says the Baker's Guild.
The sheet with all the factions on it.
That would be the one you'd want.
Ah, yes.
It's like, which one's the
Struggle
Baker's Guild?
with
Oh, that
RPGs.
one.
So can I borrow your pencil also?
You may.
So I can mark this down for you.
It's all right. I got it.
A favor with the Bakers.
Baker favor.
Oh, I didn't realize they're actually like literally in the order on here. I spent so much time ordering them out in my head, and they're literally just in that order. That's crazy. That's wild. So you gained favor with the Baker's Guild.
You're welcome.
You definitely have some status with your own house. I don't know if that works.
How do we do that?
Well,
But
Eero trusts us more.
yeah, we'll put that down. I'll make sure that's actually a thing you can do. And you gained a point with House Vitalia. Did you lose any favor with anyone? I would say no.
Carmine.
Yeah, but he's just kind of some guy.
He doesn't know.
They're just kind of some guy.
He doesn't know. True.
I love how I did all this stuff, and then I also sowed seeds of, like, you can't trust Vitalia.
Yeah, that hasn't caught up to you yet.
And it never will.
So I think that's our favor for the night. Exposure. You avoided any additional exposure from your nonsense, your group nonsense. So I would say you took normal exposure, which is 2. That goes on your House Lovell sheet. And, cool. I think we need to figure out XP now, but we can do that after. A successful mission. Nobody died. Nobody exploded with diarrhea. And you made some major plays for Eero, which means he will probably trust you with more important things than talking to some people at a party. So great start. With that, the mask ball is over, and there ends our first episode.
Don't
We-
eat pennies.
We had a great time tonight, as you can see. And if you did as well, we will be back next Monday and the next 4 Mondays to continue our Court of Blades story. If you would like to follow along with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and we will see you next Monday at 7 for our next episode of Court of Blades. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
Woo!